Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Football Stooges. We have a special episode again for you today. This week is the trade deadline episode. So the trade deadline has, I believe, come and passed already. So we have everything set up to talk about all of the trades that went down in the NFL. The big ones, the small ones, the incoherent, itsy-bitsy ones, and also some firings, some big ones. Probably heard about Josh McDaniels. If not, surprise, he's no longer a coach. So we'll talk about that as well. So yeah, we had a lot of action coming at you today. And speaking of action, a man that loves to have action-packed episodes of downing alcoholic beverages, it's Mastodon.
The Belichick sloppy seconds doesn't want his own sloppy second. Good old McDaniels.
While he conquers, well, I don't think he's chugging all of that rum and coke, but dear God, please no, please no, please Mastodon, no, please no.
No.
Meanwhile, a man who has been on the ends of both sides of trades for Chicago Bears, it's Mamba.
I don't even know who he traded for, and I don't even know if it's good or not. So
I mean, you got Montez Sweat. So
he only traded picks.
Yeah, you traded picks for Montez Sweat, which is, I mean, he's good, but is he going to stay there very long? I mean, I saw this on TikTok. Or, not that. This.
I mean, if it improves our defense, I'm all for it. But
Yep.
I mean,
He's on his last year of his contract. That's the thing.
Speaking of a man that needs to improve his defense, it's K-Duff.
Halloween's already over. Why is my season still a nightmare?
nightmare.
And filling in for Gorlami, who's currently at a hunting outing, it's Muzzy back again for a second week. I would have laughed so hard if you tried to just full on one bite Popeye's biscuit, eat that.
Off screen, we made the joke that he just has to go the entire podcast just eating that thing the whole time.
Muzzy's one Popeye's biscuit away from
Oh my
being
God.
tight end.
I'm hungry. Off to work.
He's
All right.
a Popeye's biscuit away from being a tight end.
Greatest line ever.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. We got a lot to get into. We got to cover all the trades that happened, talk about some of the important firings, get together a really interesting NFL week that had a lot of surprises, some new faces even. It was definitely not a week as bland as mayonnaise. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But as always, we will start with the fantasy video provided by Muzzy. So let's go ahead and get into that.
You know what? Most of this shit doesn't really work. It should be an easy fix though, absolutely no sweat whatsoever. Oh Jesus God, he's dead. Sounds
Nightmares.
like you got a little
Nightmare.
ruffle there,
Nightmare from
fucker.
work. Nightmare.
Let's crash this party.
Getting Shrek 2 in on this, alright.
Yeah.
I guess.
Purdy. Brockford.
Drop the gumdrop button.
Eat me. Ha!
Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man? Muffin Man!
I love that boy.
I cannot believe that
Drew Lane.
Dan Campbell finally realized he had a first round running back in his fucking lineup.
Yes, sir.
And they're still winning.
Come on. Push.
You, Mongo.
Tank bowl.
I just used the whole
More
scene.
heat, less food.
Like,
That's still good.
I'm gonna get your mind out of the gutter.
no.
Oh my god, Josh
Not
Allen uses
to lie, Shrek as a human kind of looks like Sam Laporta.
I should have swapped them, but I really like
Fuck,
the
you're right.
idea of like Laporta being sad that Gibbs isn't there.
Joe Mixon with the casual points. I don't think Mamba's team should be like a bunch of knights. Mamba's team should be a bunch of guys with like one limb
Hey,
left.
I have scored the most amount of points.
This is
I don't-
this is an amazing part of it. You got this is heat right here.
CD Lamb.
He repays his debt.
What did he do?
Dude, you have
Oh.
He finally repaid his debt.
Oh!
35 fucking
Yeah.
points.
Oh!
He's the real
so
hero
good
from this
he went
week.
off. Yeah, he went off.
He did good for me on my other fantasy league, but yeah, fucking
Bruh,
hell.
if I did not start Philly's defense, I would have won. God
So this is both the Bills and the Bengals, and then also Lob and me for next week, because Jesus Christ.
All I need is a love tonight.
What the fuck?
I don't know what's happening.
I have
Turns
no
off the
idea.
light. You turned off the power line.
I love that video so much. It's
I
this
have no
guy
idea
who
what the fuck that video was.
No
it's
idea.
this Russian
So
guy who turns off the power at a at a rave.
For next year's fantasy league, I deserve the first round pick of the draft.
I think
No,
if we
you don't.
First pick
continue,
of the
no,
draft.
I think if we continue weeks, if we continue like it going on, and we can set draft order, if that's something that it allows us to do, I definitely think
It will.
the worst team gets the first draft pick.
I'm
There
taking
is
that.
something of, was it Dynasty? Kind of like you get, it's something weird of like you could keep your players from the previous year. Like,
Nah,
I gotta look it up again.
You
but
need
that's
to
an actual
draft. You need to
thing.
draft again. If we
Yeah,
can continue the
draft.
league
No,
year to year,
no,
sure.
You know, what I'm saying is there is a draft, but like you still are able to keep some of the players that you want to keep.
You
It's
get
something
like
I
protect
gotta
players,
look it
I
up.
see. I kind of get
Yeah,
that.
I gotta look it up.
Okay.
I
Someone
gotta
else
look it up.
I would
CFC
rather
guys.
draft every. I would rather draft every year.
Yeah, I usually do.
honestly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The ones with my
So-
college friends, we do a salary draft, and we try to
Oh,
fuck
that's
each other
dangerous.
so much.
Those are nice.
Those are hilarious.
Also,
never done a salary
I'm
draft
watching the Thursday night game right now. The amount of screens that I've seen Tennessee throw is ridiculous. I think I've seen less screens in an NBA basketball game that I've seen in this last like 9 minutes of the fourth. Like, holy moly!
Another one. Shish. What the
Also,
hell?
God,
Yeah.
Will Levis with that throw.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
sidearm.
talk about Mayo Boy. We'll talk about Will Levis and showing that he's Hellman's and not Miracle Whip, or Miracle Whip and not Hellman's. I don't know whichever one's better. But
Whatever the hell you want to call it.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
we'll get into that. I think we'll start actually with KDUF news rather than college football because we want to break down some of the trades. One that I'll quickly do here because the video is on this segment of my OBS and not the other is this little video I whipped up. That's just a little piece of shit.
What are we talking about? 50, 60 bucks?
43,000.
No!
Yeah.
Chase Young is now a San Francisco 49er, and that was the reaction of every NFL team, especially the NFC East teams. So, or
Yeah.
NFC
What did they
West.
get him for?
Yeah.
Like a
Uh,
three round pick?
They got him a third round.
Who better to tell us than KDUF?
Oh my god!
Amazing segue!
What a
Look
great
at this!
segue.
What a great segue! I haven't even seen a better segue on the
That
streets.
was freaking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So
I
we'll,
haven't seen
we'll,
segue in years.
Shut up, old
Yeah,
man.
so
We know
we'll-
you saw a
we'll take-
unicycle the first year it came out.
So we'll cut into the trade news just to get all that out of the way while we're talking about it. So obviously, as Bob has alluded to, the Commanders have decided to move on from not one but both their starting defensive ends. The big one, of course, being Chase Young. They're sending him to the 49ers in exchange for a third-round pick. That brings it that not only reunites him with his former college teammate Nick Bosa on the other side of that line, but it also has Javon Hargrave. It's got a Fred Warner in the more in the backfield than on the line, but let's see. I'm
Armstead?
blanking out right now. Armstead, yeah.
Armstead.
That's just a scary.
There was another one I said too. It was.
It was Hargrave. It was. I had Anna
Hargrave.
no, I had-
Armstead, Chase Young.
Yeah, that's the starting four. If you're running a 4-3-9
Yeah, that's what it
nickel,
is.
whatever, you're running 4 defensive linemen. Those 4 defensive linemen all have at least a Pro Bowl, I think, or at least a first or second team All NFL selection in some level.
Something like that. It's essentially
Or they are
future
that
Hall of
level.
Fame lineup
Yeah.
right there.
Maybe
So it's pretty cool.
like Bosa, yes. Chase Young, if he starts getting some more accolades, sure. The other 2 interior linemen, it all depends on their popularity. Interior D linemen rarely get praise.
Right. Speaking of popularity, the less popular defensive end that was on the Commanders, Montez Sweat, we already talked about him briefly. He's going over to the Bears in exchange for a second-round pick. Considering that their defense has not really looked great this year, I'd say that's an okay pickup for them.
But
Yeah.
his contract's expiring, so I don't get the point.
Well, you're going into the offseason with like the most cap space out of any team in the NFL right now. You know that, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Plus you've got basically 2 top 5 picks thanks
But
to
they could
Carolina.
have just waited until the end of the year instead of giving a pick out.
Well, if you
and
give him up,
signing him after.
you can draft
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison Jr. or Caleb Williams, depending on what the hell they decide to do there, and then use your second one to get one of the millions of fucking edge rushers in this draft. So
yeah, I do think the Montrez Sweat pickup, we can't tell who really won this trade yet. I think it all depends on what happens with Montez Sweat.
I'd say
If
so.
he if he moves on from the Bears after the season, I think it's a loss. The trade. If he stays with the Bears, I think it's a win.
If he moves on, it's a loss for both Washington and Chicago.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, a
Those were a
second
loss
round
for
pick
Washington.
is a
Well, what did they
really...
get? They got a second round?
Yes,
I mean,
They gave up
No.
a second rounder for him.
I think this is an even pick. Washington needs picks and a second rounder for an aging veteran in Montez Sweat. I think that's totally fair.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
just
that's
still
not bad.
surprised no
Myers,
one
I
has
don't-
taken Jonathan Allen. Jonathan Allen was the most vocal
I mean-
about get me the fuck out of Washington.
Yeah.
He's still
well,
stuck
how
there.
many?
The
Another guy
Bears
that didn't get
shouldn't
moved
be
was
Myers.
another guy that didn't get moved was also on the Bears, cornerback Jalen Johnson. He was like so sure he was going to get moved, and then nothing happened at the deadline.
I was
What's
waiting for the
the,
Bengals to jump on that
But
one.
that could be some talks of the Bears going to try to give him a contract. There was something like he kind of wanted out, but then there was something say like the Bears like, hey, we can try to get you a contract
Yeah,
for you to stay. And
It's
he-
the Mr. Krabs initiative. I went out and they're just like money, and then they're like,
And
oh,
it's a
okay.
young
I mean-
team. Maybe they need more veterans. I don't know.
because Justin Fields still going to be on his rookie contract, so they don't have to pay him yet. So they still
who
have
knows
that cap
if we're even
space.
gonna keep him? That's another thing.
There's that.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
the thing is, though,
Mac Jones is still on this thing, and
Please
already
ruin
talked about
another
offering him.
quarterback.
The
please.
other thing I'm going to say
Chicago
is,
Bears.
like, this is a bit of a college thing, but now that we're kind of on the topic of drafting another quarterback for the Bears in the sense of Caleb Williams, would you really trust Caleb Williams to go into this situation? I mean, Caleb Williams has a very talented arm and has seemed good last season. This year, I don't know why people are still considering him for the Heisman.
Yeah, I know.
He's
USC's
lost
look
to
trash.
yeah, they lost to Notre Dame. That's a decent big win. Who else? I need to look up who they lose.
I mean,
Well,
Notre
you do
Dame's
that. I'm going to
good
move
at
on to
it.
some of the
Oregon?
other. Move on to some of the
Yeah,
other stuff.
here it is. Here it is. So they, so the Trojans football program, they whooped up on Arizona to start the season, beat California, then they beat Colorado, as we all saw. They only beat UCLA by 3. They beat Notre Dame by 1. Then they lost to Utah, 47-24. They lost to Tulane. Or no, that was last season. They lost to Tulane last year. Sorry, they lost to Tulane last year, right? They
Still.
lost. They lost to Utah. Hold on. This is. There we go.
Yeah,
Saturday.
I'm-
So they beat Colorado by 7. They lost to Arizona in overtime. They lost to Notre Dame 20-48. They followed that up again. They lost to Utah by 2. They beat Cal by 1. And they go in and play undefeated Washington Saturday, November 4th. This Saturday. After that, they have to play Oregon. Then they play UCLA again, who they only beat last year by a point. So Caleb Williams at this point, his last bowl game last year was against Tulane, which he lost by 1. Then already this season, he's lost to Notre Dame, Utah, and Arizona. And in the Utah and Notre Dame games, he looked horrid. He had 4 or 5 interceptions between those 2 games.
And he's still top 1 pick material.
I was
People
about
are
to say,
saying
'cause, like, one-
no. The thing with these top 1 pick material, I kind of understand it. Teams value a quarterback more. Marvin Harrison's the best player in college football. If you think otherwise, you're stupid. I'm sorry.
For sure.
You need to look at Marvin Harrison and the talents he has. I'm a Michigan fan, and I'm saying that. That's how real you know it is. But when you're talking about,
I've been keeping an eye on current mock drafts. Marvin Harrison is definitely the one going first overall.
Any team should. If you have the number 1 pick, he should be the first pick, hands down. But what I'm saying for the people are talking about Caleb Williams. Somebody was saying he's like an Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, what the fuck are you watching?
He acts like one.
Like,
I mean,
he's acting like a diva. Said he wants stock in team when he's drafted by that team.
Yeah.
He's lost 3 straight games and has had horrible numbers in them. I mean, I will grant it to you that, you know, who's the coach of USC? Was it Lane Kiffin? No, that's Ole Miss. He doesn't know how to coach defense at all. All of his teams have had horrible defenses, so USC's defense is abysmal. But at the same time, Caleb Williams has thrown picks over and over and over.
The guy that was part wasn't
Oklahoma. He was at Oklahoma and he moved.
Lincoln Riley.
Lincoln Riley can't coach a defense. Yeah, there's no defense. There's been no defense at Oklahoma until this year when he left, and there's no defense in USC. So I get that with Caleb Williams, but at the same time, the amount of bad decisions, errors, picks, emotional breakdowns on the sidelines, like I don't see this guy as the next Peyton Manning, which people are making him out to be. Like, come on now.
Yeah. So, well, who knows what happens with that? We all know the draft's a fucking toss-up. Anyway, getting back on track, let's go on to some of these other trades here. The Eagles, they have decided to trade defensive lineman Kentavious Street to the Falcons in exchange for a 6th-round pick. Maston, what do you make of that, considering you just lost a piece of your D-line?
I have to admit, I never heard of him because he's so low in the pecking order.
Well, that would explain why you also gave a 7th-rounder away for him.
It's like, okay, we got a 6th-round pick. It's like, okay, so Howie Roseman could fleece the team getting a 1st-round pick by giving up a 6th-round pick later on.
Yeah. Dipping into injuries for a moment, I feel like the Falcons only made this pick because they just lost Grady Jarrett for the year with an ACL injury. So
true.
Yeah,
that might just be to fill up the piece of the trenches. Case in point, as I segue into another big trade that happened, the Cardinals have traded quarterback Josh Dobbs and a 7th-rounder off to the Vikings in exchange for a 6th-rounder. That looks like your replacement, considering they just lost Kirk Cousins for the year with torn Achilles.
That's perfect timing. Honestly.
Yeah. It's.
I mean,
it's
out of all the players out there, that was actually kind of like the best option that Minnesota could get.
Very good.
Are the Vikings going to play against the Cowboys later this season? Is he going to see if they're still them boys?
Oh my god. Josh Dobbs, the Cowboy Killer. Oh my god.
Yeah.
This man, a pack of Marlboro Reds, baby.
No, Minnesota face against
Fuck!
Eagles because they're both division winners.
Maybe in the playoffs. I don't know.
You really think the Vikings will make it to the playoffs?
I don't know, but I just really want to see Dobbs fight the Cowboys.
I would not say.
Yeah.
I mean,
Divisional.
Dobbs need to learn.
They're
that
just
system fast.
They're the 7th seed.
Yeah.
Just checking in to see if you're still them boys.
If the playoffs start, they're the 7th seed.
Yeah, we'll probably start
It's
getting
also
into,
just bad luck for the Vikings, especially for Kirk
Yeah.
Cousins. He's never the only other time he's missed a game in his entire career was in 2020 when he missed one due to COVID. So and he's been playing inspired football.
He was doing really good.
He's been playing great, honestly.
Moving.
Even with losing Justin Jefferson. So
You want to move on from the Vikings, Mom. But
Moving.
Right. All right. Moving on to other things. The Packers are. I really wish Gorlan was here this week. That way we could laugh at him about it. He traded cornerback Rasul Douglas and a 5th-rounder to the Bills in exchange for a 3rd-round pick. So that's
let's go.
It's a major help
Bills
for
won
the
that.
Bills. Yeah, because
I mean, how old is Rasul
their defense has
Douglas?
looked very
28.
skeptic the past couple weeks. Kyer Elam has both looked horrible, and he's now on the IR. So you need something. You need something, Leslie.
Yes, sir. I'm really happy about this trade. You know, it's still making a splash. He's a good DB freaking ball hog, absolute dog. Oh, it's
He's got
gonna
that dog
be.
in him, all right.
especially the
Uh,
fourth quarter.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
very clutch.
He's a really great replacement for Trey White, who's now injured, and then also Milano would get a lot of picks, and we haven't gotten any picks since Trey White went out. So I hope he does really good. I know there was like this stuff with like Josh Allen like threw a pick to him once or something. So it's
Well,
gonna
now
be
he doesn't have to
fun.
do it because they're both on the same team now.
Yeah.
Let's see, going on. Vikings have traded a big stalwart of their O-line, Ezra Cleveland. He's going to the Jags for a 6th-rounder. Jags, I do know they need some O-line help, so that's a big, could be anything thing. So that's
a
nothing.
6th-rounder. I mean, I think that's a win.
Are we not grading these trades like the original?
We're kind of just
trade
guessing
I
who
mean,
won it more than
you
a
can't really
grade.
grade stuff until these.
Yeah,
We're saying kind of
it-
win.
Yeah,
These
who
trades
wins
have
and
happened in the
loses.
interim since last game, so we have no idea how these guys are going to look on the field with their new teams just yet.
I would say that would definitely be for the team for Jacksonville receiving. I definitely say that's probably a B grade. You're giving up a 6th-round pick for a starter at O-line who's going to improve your O-line. That's probably
They are in need of guard help, so that should definitely help shore them up. The Vikings also still need a wide receiver. Justin Jefferson has not returned yet, so they traded for a 6th-rounder to the Browns for wide receiver Donovan Peoples-Jones.
No. He went to Detroit.
Detroit.
Oh, he went to Detroit?
Yes.
Yeah, he went to
I had that as
Detroit.
the Vikings. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donovan
Well,
Peoples-Jones
they
was
still
traded
need
to
one
Detroit.
because Detroit still needs one because they had lost Marvin Jones last week, who departed the team to
Retired.
probably his career. Yeah, we already talked about
personal
that briefly.
family reasons, and then he's old. It's probably his career. Yeah.
Yeah, and also they just been needing some more extra help, like Amon Ra and Jameson Williams can't really do it all. Jahmyr Gibbs, though, he can definitely do it all, as we've seen.
I think it's definitely a
the
win. That's an A+ trade.
Yeah. Giants have traded defensive lineman Leonard Williams to the Seahawks for a 2nd and 5th-round pick. They on the opposite side of what Jacksonville needed, Seahawks do need D-line help.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a lot
I'll
to
say
give up, though.
win for both. Yeah.
I win for both. They get Giants get 2 picks to X-Diff. Seahawks get D-line help. So that's a 50-50 for me. And trades that were rumored to happen, but ultimately did not before the 4:00 deadline on Tuesday. Titans running back Derrick Henry. That was just a big missed opportunity to move on from him or for a team to pull the trigger on a trade for him. Giants running back Saquon Barkley was also rumored to move.
Saquon, really?
Saquon, I guess if someone wanted to just get like a huge package for him, then the Giants would say yes, that would happen, but nothing really happened. Same with Patriots wide quarterback Mac Jones. He was rumored to have been on the trading block, but they got no calls for him. No shock, big surprise there.
Yeah.
Big surprise. Yeah. What was a kind of surprise is that the Rams were actually rumored to be moving defensive tackle Aaron Donald off to Philly, but that also didn't really happen either.
Fuck no! Holy
Yeah.
fuck no! That can't be legal. That
What's
cannot
that?
be
What?
legal to even suggest that.
Wait, what?
Aaron
What,
You
Donald-
telling
Donald
me? You're telling me you got to line up if they're playing a 5-2. You're going to see Jordan Davis, Aaron Donald, Fletcher Cox, then Riddick, and then Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
Jacoby Dean.
Imagine if you're a center and you're looking to your
Nolan
left,
Smith.
and you're a center. You get your head down, looking at the ball. You look to your left. There's a dude to your left, Jordan Davis, who's the size of a fucking mountain. They look to your right, and there's the guy who can move a mountain, Aaron Donald. That's not allowed.
Also, there's Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham.
If that trade did really happen, I feel like Goodell would just be stepping in like, no. Like the 49ers already just assembled the fucking Avengers of D-lines. We don't need the second one.
Yeah, bring him to the fucking Bengals, man. Give me another good we actually have good interior D linemen, but he would be even better. Like, oh my god.
Speaking of the Bengals,
Oh.
No, go ahead.
I was about to say, it's like also Eagles didn't need D-line help, so I'm just glad they got the Tennessee cornerback.
Yeah, Aaron Donald was going to play cornerback.
Kevin Byard. Yeah, that was good. Speaking of Bengals, there was also another rumor that they're going to trade wide receiver T. Higgins. Also didn't happen. Commanders, they were also rumored to be moving on from both Scary Terry and backup quarterback Jacoby Brissett. Those didn't happen. And also the Raiders were also expecting to move both from wide receiver Devontae Adams and running back Josh Jacobs. That didn't happen for another reason that we mentioned today, as we go on to another segue into the firings that happened this week. So, for the first time in world history, on Tuesday night, a rational decision was made late night in Las Vegas. I do not claim ownership of that joke. That was from Rich Eisen. The Raiders have announced they have fired head coach Josh McDaniels, offensive coordinator Mike Lombardi, and general manager Dave Ziegler, all on Tuesday night.
Celebrate good
Which,
times. Come on.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm surprised this didn't happen sooner. But it's
because
exactly
I still have to pay him.
I know, that's the thing.
They're paying Gruden and McDaniels $80 million for not
40
to
to 80 million between the two, because they fired Gruden in the middle of a 10-year contract, and McDaniels was fired a year and a half into a 6-year contract.
So dumb.
Very dumb. And this is happening to and they are being paid by the most cash poor owner in the NFL. So if he does this a fucking third time, he's most likely bankrupt, and the owner of the Raiders in like 2025 is going to be the Bank of America or some shit.
Jesus.
You know what could have fixed that? Keeping Bisaccia as
Yes,
the head coach.
yes, I've been
That would've
saying
been
it
great.
for 2 straight fucking years that they should have kept Bisaccia.
I feel like Gruden might
Yeah.
just come back at this point. They might just let him back. It's so bad.
I don't know.
I don't think the NFL,
After the whole email scandal, he's essentially persona non
It can't get
grata.
any worse. It cannot get any worse.
Well, we said that after the Henry Ruggs crash, and then that happened, and then they did not stick with Rich Bisaccia, and then McDaniels happened, then they moved on for Derek Carr, and then Chandler Jones went off the deep end, and now we're here.
I got it. Antonio Brown, new offensive coordinator. It cannot get worse.
Here's one thing about Vegas, all right? If you got a team in Vegas, you are gambling your life away. Look at many players that have gambled their life away, and
I mean,
the coaches.
recent WNBA
The
champions
Golden
was the
Knights.
Las Vegas Aces, and also
Also
the
the
recent
Golden Knights.
You say
NCHL.
WWE?
WNBA.
Oh.
Women don't get put that on a t-shirt. All right, Mamba.
Redbubble.com. Women don't gamble from Mamba.
We're getting canceled.
It's a
Yep.
joke. Relax.
I don't
Okay.
think
We
enough
said-
people
we
watch
said
the
enough
show
stuff
to
gets
get canceled.
That's true.
Maybe when we hit 60 views a week, we'll probably get in cancel territory.
We've gotten close. We've gotten close. We hit it. We
That's
hit
true.
64, I think, one week. 60, 58.
A few weeks,
Anyway.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So the McDaniels tenure in Vegas that ended up with a year and a half on the job, alienating your star quarterback in multiple pieces, trying to refill it with guys you liked, like swearing at people on the sidelines, and then get fired with still multiple years on the contract. Where have I seen that before? Oh, right,
yeah.
Denver.
Yeah. He tried to make the Patriots in freaking desert.
Yeah, which if
Without
you didn't
Tom
realize
Brady.
this, when the fucking Matt Patricia led Lions tried to do this about 5 years ago, it doesn't fucking work unless you have a lot more of the core pieces. Say, like, if you brought in Belichick or Brady or Edelman or some shit like that from back when we were still good. It does not work with the white name position, no name position players they just picked up off the street after we cut them, because Belichick's like, we were low, and we can just clone and throw you in a vat and just replace you in 20 seconds. So the Raiders, they are just going to continue on the season with promoting from within for the moment. The current quarterbacks coach, Bo Hardigree, will be their interim OC. Assistant GM Champ Kelly will be the current interim GM. And the head coaching position will be linebackers coach Antonio Pierce. This is his first gig as a head coach. He's been with the Raiders. He got hired in 2022 along with McDaniels to fill him as linebacker coach. This is his first gig as a head coach, because his original tenure was as a DC in Arizona State, and he's got football experience by being a former Pro Bowl linebacker for the Giants that ruined my 19-0 perfect season in 2007. But Bears, you've also moved on from another piece of your coaching staff. They fired running backs coach David Walker after according to the team, repeated inappropriate workplace behavior, which he was reprimanded multiple times before being fired. This is the second coach
And
of the
another one.
This is the second coach that the Bears have moved on from after DC Allen Williams resigned back in September. Moving on to other news around the league, we've got back up to injuries. We already talked about Kirk Cousins. We already talked about Grady Jarrett. And we have not talked about I was talking about how the Patriots is a nightmare. Not only do we lose badly to the Dolphins last weekend, we also lost wide receiver Kendrick Bourne, probably our best weapon currently on the roster, with an ACL tear. So just fucking kill me. On the plus side, though, the Jets also lost more pieces, too. Offensive lineman Al Woods, he's also done for the year with an Achilles. Short to long-term stuff, Bengals running back Chase Brown, he's most likely out for 4 games with a hamstring injury. So is Steelers safety Minkah Fitzpatrick, who's not playing tonight, and Giants tight end Darren Waller, who's most likely going to be missing a couple weeks with a similar injury. Bills cornerback Kyer Elam, he's also going to be out a couple weeks with a ankle injury. And this just happened earlier this night. I posted the replay of it in the chat for you guys if you haven't seen it. Steelers
I saw that.
We're not gonna post it, obviously not for future lob editing, but it's the best way I can put it is shades of Nick Chubb. The legs should not bend that way.
Yeah.
Nope.
So he's done for the night. Probably done for more time than that.
Also,
could be the year. We don't know the full extent. I've been refreshing Adam Schefter's thing and haven't seen any updates on it yet. So.
Yeah. Going back to the Darren Waller thing, he needs to sit out a full year. He has not let this hamstring recover at all, and it's just been nagging the entire time he's been playing. So he needs to sit out.
Yeah, someone else that should be sitting out the entire rest of the year, Deshaun Watson. He is still questionable, still been not full practice ready yet, as he's continuing to deal with that shoulder injury that they're still trying to make him practice through, despite the fact that injury normally keeps guys out for a month and a half, as I talked about last week. You need to just let the guy rest his fucking shoulder, dude. I don't care that you're paying him Cleveland's entire GDP for the next 3 years. Just fucking sit the guy, start PJ Walker until he's healthy, and then just take it from there.
The Browns have a problem with their quarterbacks and resting them properly.
Yeah.
Also, a injury update. I don't know I can't remember his first name right now, but Burks, yes. Titans Burks looks like he suffered. Yeah, Traylon Burks looks like he suffered a head injury of some kind. I think it might be a concussion, and his back somewhat. Maybe he's being carted off the field currently. He tried to make a first down catch, and his back kind of snapped as he landed. His head hit the back of the ground, and he was kind of motionless, but also like grimacing in pain. So he's being put on a stretcher and being carted out of the Thursday night game as we speak. So,
sheesh,
that's kind of a first round pick from 2 years ago. Damn, or last
year. Other questionables going into the week. We've got Giants quarterback Tyrod Taylor suffered a rib injury in their loss this week.
He gets fucked over on the injury so fucking much.
Which I don't really understand, because at first I didn't think that they had a new backup quarterback to try and like promote to try out, and that would overtake him in skill and depth chart position. But it turns out now they do, because the Giants have signed third stringer quarterback Tommy and former Goodfellas character played by Joe Pesci, Tommy DeVito, to their roster. Yeah, that's his actual name. He's named same dude as Joe Pesci's character in Goodfellas.
Yeah,
no relation. No relation.
We'll get into his stats in a minute. They were abysmal.
Yeah, it's not great. It's Giants versus Jets. What do you expect?
Mastodon's gonna vomit.
Yeah. Other questionables. We got Jaguars running back Travis Etienne with an ankle injury. Steelers quarterback Kenny Pickett with a rib injury. I'm pretty sure he didn't start tonight. It was Trubisky that's playing right now, I think. Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford has a thumb sprain on his throwing hand. Bills quarterback Josh Allen has a shoulder injury. And Giants kicker Graham Gano with a knee injury as well. Other signings and stuff from that were after the trade deadline or had no relation to it. The Packers have extended linebacker Rashawn Gary to a 4-year, $107 million extension. Big piece of their defense, so it's well deserved. He's been playing out of his mind in Green Bay. The Jets have signed former Bills guard Roger Saffold III on their practice squad, most likely going to be making the active roster after losing Al Woods. Giants have signed former kicker Randy Bullock from the Titans. And the Bears have extended defensive tackle Andrew Billings to a 2-year, $8.5 million extension with 6 of it guaranteed. Finally, any other news? Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill. He's made history. He's now the 4th player in NFL history to record over 1,000 yards receiving within the first 8 games of the season. And to tell you how rare this is, it hasn't happened in 62 years. The last time it happened was when a guy on the Houston Oilers by the name of Charlie Hennigan did it in 1961.
Wow.
So he's been having. So if that doesn't already tell you the insane year Hill's been having, I don't know what will.
He needs
And
to be
finally-
the MVP favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Cooper Kupp
Yeah.
got robbed of it because he wasn't a quarterback. The amount of ability that Tyreek Hill has, I think he should get it, but he's probably not going to get it because he can't keep his mouth shut about what he wants to do after football, and the NFL doesn't like that. So
yeah, and
I'm
finally,
gonna be a porn star.
no Muzzy, bad Muzzy, bad Muzzy.
And finally, the Buccaneers have announced on Halloween that they were launching a new initiative called the National Coaching Academy. It's a program set up by the Buccaneers, headed by Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles, that's going to give 25 aspirant coaches a chance to break into the NFL. They're going to have them practice at their next year's training camp and rookie mini camps to try to see like who would be a possible good fit to become an NFL coach in the future, and also possibly join their coaching staff for next season. So that
Also, replace Todd Bowles for how terrible he is.
Yeah, honestly, I
about
like
to
the
be
sound of it
26 people on that roster, though.
Yeah,
Josh
honestly
McDaniels
like the
probably
idea-
signed up.
I honestly like the idea of it because it does actually extend new pathways into the NFL for coaches that want to break in but still have no idea how. And this could be for guys from college, could be from like JUCOs, schools like FIU or Bishop Sycamore, if they somehow reformed and are scamming people again. But yeah, I like the sound of it. So figured I just might maybe put it out there, and that's all I got.
Also, Kenny Pickett is playing tonight.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
Mm.
All right. Thank you, Kata, for a very busy news report on this.
It's been a busy week with the
Trade alert. Trade alert.
Trade alert. All right. Let's go ahead and get into some more news. We'll start with the college football world. Go ahead and pull that up.
I was actually speaking of college football, I remember there was two other things. One, I heard the Buffaloes had a heist happen to them in their UCLA game last week, where they had like $2 million worth of like jewelry and personal belongings stolen out of their locker room while they were playing the Golden Bears.
Yeah, it was in Pasadena, California, at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah. Well, Pasadena. And then I think the second one was there's rumors that disgraced Michigan assistant Connor Stallions is expected to be joining some team. I've been seeing a couple different names about like what team is getting hired for to be on the sidelines for, but for the life of me I can't remember off the top of my head.
Michigan State, are they that desperate or?
I mean,
Let's see. He's to it. I'll cut back to me. I'm just researching this, making sure I wasn't reading like a Snopes article.
Right. Let's go ahead and get into the NCAA Top 25 AP poll rankings. Georgia at first place, having held that for a while now. They're beating against Missouri, who started off the season hot, but is now slowly winding down. So hopefully they'll be able to beat Missouri. Actually, hopefully Missouri can beat them, but at the same time, Missouri has not looked good for the past couple of weeks. Michigan,
Central Michigan.
Connor
Stallions on Central Michigan sideline.
Okay, I mean, MAC school. Yeah.
Michigan respect to MAC Nation games.
Michigan is going to have an electric game at home at night versus Purdue. So this is our last game that I think we're super, super heavy favorites for. After this game, it is at Penn State, then at Maryland, and then at home versus Ohio State, which I just figured out.
Take on Penn State easily.
Are they going to have a
No, Penn State's number 9. Penn State is no pushover. Absolutely not.
And you're at number 2?
Plant in there to steal those signs from Purdue?
Yeah, steal this sign, motherfucker. Yeah. I also figured out I also figured out that I am going to be actually going to the Michigan-Ohio State game, so I'm very psyched for that.
Oh, nice.
That's going to be awesome.
Ooh.
If they win, I'm rushing the field. I don't care if I'm the only one out there and butt naked, but where I'm going.
So that week,
see on
the
TV.
football stooges will bail them out.
Football Stooge live from a jail in Detroit. Ohio State will play Rutgers. The at Rutgers. So Rutgers money line by 45. Okay. Rutgers is bowl eligible, so they're set on the season. So all right, rest in peace.
Yeah, I thought they had a winning record right now.
They do. I believe they're 6-2. I think.
Yeah.
Like they're actually looking
like
really
that.
good. Rutgers is looking very good. Very proud of them. Florida State, the undefeated team of the ACC, will be playing Pittsburgh. Decent game for them. Washington will have a decent test against USC.
No, Florida
Obviously,
State's going to destroy Pittsburgh.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably.
it's a tougher ACC team, but that's also saying like a tougher sixth grader. Like they're still puntable.
Shut the fuck up.
Washington will play USC. So they'll be able to score easily. It's just can Washington's defense stop Caleb Williams enough? Oregon will play
Probably.
Cal. Probably an easy game for Oregon there as well. They suffered their first loss against Washington, the Apple Cup, a while back. Let's see here. Texas will play Kansas State. Pretty easy win for them. Excuse me. Alabama will have a decently tough game against LSU. It'll really be if Alabama can score enough. If Alabama can score enough, then I think it'll be fine. LSU cannot stop anyone. Penn State will play Maryland at Maryland. They should be able to get the job done, but Tagovailoa can surprise people here and there, so we'll see. Oklahoma State, decent rivalry game. They dropped a couple spots, but Oklahoma should be able to get the job done. Ole Miss will play Texas A&M. Ole Miss is 7-1. I don't think Ole Miss fans feel like they're 7-1, so let's see how they do. Notre Dame will play Clemson. Usually this is a rough game, but Dabo Swinney's a fucking idiot, likes to play his son on kickoff returns and doesn't accept NIL, so Clemson's now kind
Clemson
of
is
pushover.
Clemsoning.
Yeah. LSU again.
Clemsonings happen.
Yeah, LSU is going to play Alabama. As I said, Missouri's going to play Georgia. Missouri is 14, so they might be able to get something done. I believe this is one of the highest-ranked teams Alabama has played thus far. Louisville, one-loss Louisville, believe it or not, will be playing Virginia Tech. Sorry, Macedon, you're dying. Oregon State.
I don't know. There's a chance. They're looking much better than last year and 2 years ago.
There's also a chance the Pats are going to win.
Dude, no, I mean a lot better. They've been looking like.
Okay. Write that down.
Grant Wells is not the fucking QB anymore. I'm happy.
Oregon State is playing Coach Prime University, Colorado. They'll probably get the win there. Undefeated Air Force will be playing Army. Undefeated triple option. Triple option Air Force.
Yeah.
No,
Air Force is not triple option. Army is the one that's triple option.
No, our Air Force is triple option. They're still running triple option. Look it up.
Oh,
they're running triple option. They're running triple option. Yeah. Utah.
But this is for the Commander's Chief. That's Commander's Chief trophy. If Air Force wins,
yeah,
and they get the Commander's Chief.
I'm pretty sure the Air Force just shows videos of the F-35 every time before they play, and then they're
no,
they're so
F-22. No,
the F-22. They just show videos of the F-22 before every play, and they're just like,
why do you intercept me? War Thunder players already see specs for it online all the time.
No. Here's the F-22. Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me. If you ever watch Habitual Line Crosser.
Yeah, Habitual Line Crosser, yeah. Utah will play Arizona State. Should be a decent game for them. Tennessee has fallen again after losing to Alabama. They're going to play UConn. I don't know why they're playing UConn this late in the season. It's not even a conference game. So
why is UConn even playing anybody? They're just rolling over and dying.
Yeah, UConn's FBS 2. They're not even FBS 1. So like the MAC, the ACC, SEC, the Big 10, the Big 12, the classic divisions, those are FBS 1A, right? Those are your bigger. I think the division that UConn is in for football is FBS Division 2. They're like NCAA Division 1, the second level of it, because there's so many teams that like it makes it easier for AP polls, and like you're not even eligible to get into like the AP polls. You're not even eligible to get into some of the other things if you're FBS 2, if you've not been good long enough.
Tennessee is just seen this as a game that had their stats and record them.
UCLA will play Arizona. Tulane will play East Carolina. Good win for them there. Kansas will play Iowa State. Iowa State can't surprise you, but they've been a little down this year. James Madison, undefeated James Madison. Still 8-0. They're number 23.
Here's the bullshit for this one with James Madison. They're bowl eligible, but they're not allowed to play in the bowl because they just got from FCS to FBS. NCAA stupid with that shit.
Yeah,
they're not allowed to play. They're not allowed to play in their conference championship game or be bowl eligible.
Despite
Yeah.
being undefeated.
Yes. And
Wait,
no,
they're
like,
not bowl
allegations.
eligible. Are they playoff eligible?
No.
Fuck.
Even
They
fucking
said
dumber.
playoff. They said playoff. They said playoff eligible. That counts as bowl, conference championship, and then playoff.
That sucks.
For
USC.
It's stupid. Yeah, for
I can't
Jam
believe
Madison, because
look
they
at this
just-
shit. This is
they
this is
just
as
got-
good as playing as a bowl right there. That's as good as playing in the bowl. When James Madison is rated above USC, USC's fallen to 24, play Washington and Kansas State at 25 and play Texas. Kansas State having 112 votes. The next closest votes were Oklahoma State with 77, North Carolina with 54, Liberty with 47, Fresno State with 16, Miami with 11, Arizona with 6, Toledo with 3,
Where'd
and
Toledo come from?
Rutgers with 2.
Toledo.
Rutgers is one of the better, or Toledo is one of the better teams in the MAC right now. And MAC teams, usually one MAC team can get ranked at some point in the season. So, yeah. All
So is
right,
that
that is football there. Let's go ahead and
Football.
tackle the crossover grid.
Oh.
Titans.
Okay.
Lost in the Super Bowl, played in. We'll do Big Ben Roethlisberger. Lost to Aaron Rodgers.
That's true.
Yes, sir.
10 rushing touchdowns in a season. Let's go old school.
Let me-
Let's do
I'm
Jerome
almost
Bettis?
Jerome Bettis.
Bettis.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Yep,
Bus.
There you go.
Or
Um,
could then was it
Titans.
Franco
Oh,
Harris?
Bud Dupree for Titans Steelers.
Oh, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Oh,
Bud
yeah.
Dupree. 13 wins in a season. Warren
For the
Moon.
Titans?
You
Oh.
could have done Vince,
I remember that
not
one.
Vince Young. Who was the quarterback for their '99 season?
Well,
you can
Vince
do
Young
Vince
works.
Yeah.
Okay,
10
10
passing
passing
touchdowns
touchdowns.
in a season.
Tannehill, I guess.
Vince Young.
I don't want to put Tannehill
Yeah,
on
or-
this.
Marcus
Or
Mariota
Moon.
Mariota.
Yeah, you can do Mariota.
or Moon.
Yeah.
Okay.
10 rushing touchdowns in a season plus a 13-win season. We'll do this for Mom, but we'll go sweetness. Little Walter Payton.
no choice.
Do Randy Moss for the one next time. 10 no, not rushing.
Next time.
10 passing
Oh,
touchdowns.
10. No.
Yep. And then next time you can do Randy Moss.
Right next to Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that didn't work.
Oh.
Passing
Didn't he
That's
touchdowns.
touchdowns.
Oh,
Passing
tapping.
touchdowns.
Okay.
Dominic McNabb.
McNabb.
Oh.
You could have done even Rex.
That could also
Grossman.
work.
10 plus
All right,
rushing touchdowns, 10
rushing
plus
and passing.
Mike Vick or Lamar Jackson.
Either one, yeah.
Or Randall
Maybe
Cunningham.
Josh Allen's got that yet.
Ooh, wait. Let's see if they.
Oh.
Fran Tarkington.
Yep.
Damn it! I tried.
Oh.
I
That
tried.
did not
I
count.
He
tried.
probably didn't. Randall Cunningham, Mike Vick, Lamar Jackson. You could do
What?
Wow.
Did you try
Oh.
Allen? Try Josh Allen?
Lamar even?
Oh, not even
Oh!
Allen.
10 rushing
Oh.
touchdowns and
Wow.
10 passing touchdowns in a season?
Jalen Hurts? I don't fucking know.
Jalen Hurts. If Cunningham doesn't work, then Jalen Hurts.
Oh my
There
gosh.
we go.
Wow.
Oh,
You just.
Yeah.
Cam Newton.
Cam
That's
Newton.
not-
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Steve McNair, Ryan Tannehill.
LeGarrette Blunt. Wow.
Steve McNair. That's who I was thinking. Steve McNair.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and segue straight into the.
We already did Bucks Bills.
Yes. So we'll have
last
to cover. We're covering this game once it's over, which I believe it is now. I think. No? Ooh, hold on. There's 16
seconds.
16 seconds left.
Yeah.
4-point game. Oh, they're at the 24-yard
Yeah.
line. Titans down
Ooh.
4. Will Levis, man, steps back in the pocket, delivers a helmet laser to the right side. Caught out of bounds by Josuim Okonkwo.
I'm behind, so no fucking leak it for me.
I'm
I was
ahead
pretty
of
much-
both of you, so I'm not saying anything till.
Yeah.
But we can skip
see
the
here.
Cowboys because fuck the Cowboys.
Yeah, we'll get this out of the way. I kind of want to see who wins this real quick. We might
Yeah.
give
So,
our dedicated viewers a
Cow-
live lob
Cowboys
reaction.
won. Rams lost. All right, next game.
How about them Cowboys?
23-point win, yeah. Dallas Cowboys 43,
Cooper
Rams
Rush
20.
played a bit.
Oh no!
They did not.
Ah.
They did not, no.
Fucking Mayo, man. Really?
It was a bad
Interception.
decision.
Fucking Mayo, man.
Interception.
God damn it, Mary.
Yeah.
Whip.
What-
Fucking.
Hey,
Well, my
I mean,
prediction holds.
Mm. That would be
And I
fun, though.
started the Steelers defense this week, so that's
Steelers going Super Bowl.
Ooh, in the middle.
Oh,
It was
they
a
knocked it down.
bad. It
He
was a bad
forced that
decision.
one in. Yeah,
He did.
tried to force it. Hey, he's a rook. He's a young rook. He played a good game. All right.
Yeah.
Young, white, and pale like a fresh jar of mayonnaise. God
Well,
damn it,
at
Will
least,
It
Levis.
was triple. It was triple coverage too.
Tomlin
Oh,
can still have
man.
his.
Yikes.
Honestly, if they
500
had a
above
timeout,
500
I would have ran that. I don't know if they did or not. And there was a lane open in the middle.
Yeah, I don't think
They had no
How
timeouts.
many timeouts?
I was saying if they had a
Timeouts?
timeout,
I
they
didn't
have no
think they had any
timeouts. Yeah.
timeouts left.
There was no timeouts.
Tough.
Yeah.
That is a tough situation to put a rookie in. Damn.
rough one.
All right.
But
All
it's
right.
a learning
Triple
experience.
coverage too. I mean, they were playing. I mean, the whole
I mean,
defense was playing.
no
bad.
timeouts. You're at the 24. The Steelers are going to drop into dime, cover 4.
Yeah.
The only way to beat a cover 4 is a short pass across the very middle. What can't you do with no timeouts? A short pass across the middle.
That's
Great defensive play calling by the Steelers. It really makes up for Matt Canada being a dumbass, which I love. Please don't fire him. Please, as a Bengals fan, keep that idiot son of a bitch in charge there.
Well, you forgot
Please.
the
Keep him there.
Steelers still fire coaches. They let their contract run out.
How much
Yeah.
time does Canada have on this contract? Let's
I don't
take a
know.
look.
Go ahead, look it up.
Anyway,
But-
Dallas Cowboys 43, Los Angeles Rams 20 from Jerry World in Arlington, Texas. Matthew Stafford went 13 for 22 for 162 yards, a 7.4 average, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 1 sack. Eventually, he was taken out of the game just because it was blowout city. Brett Ripon went in 5 for 10 for 42
Rippin'.
yards. No touchdowns, no picks. 61.2 rating. On the ground, Royce Freeman 9 for 44 for a touchdown. Darrell Henderson Jr. 12 for 31. Matthew Stafford 1 for 9. And Tutu 12, 2 for 8. As always, Matt Stafford passes to 4 or 5 people max. Darrell Henderson Jr. 3 for 54. Tyler Higbee 5 for 45. Puka Nacua 3 for 43. Tutu Atwell 2 for 21. Cooper Kupp 10 targets, 4 catches, 21 yards. And Ben Skoranek 1 for 20. Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott, 25 for 31, 304 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick, 3 sacks, a 133.7 rating. This is the moment where all those Cowboys fans are just like, another great game for Dak Prescott. Shut the fuck up, okay? Moving on.
Yeah.
No, Macedon. No.
That's what the
That
Cowboys.
No. A lot of rushing. A lot of different rushes here. Tony Pollard, 12 for 53. Dak Prescott, 4 for 19. Rico Dwaddle, 5 for 18. CeeDee Lamb, 1 for 12. Brandon Cooks, 1 for 3. And Cooper Rush, 3 kneel downs. CeeDee Lamb, 12 for 158 and 2 touchdowns. That's how he got those 30-something points in fantasy, as we saw earlier. Braden Cooks, 3 for 49 and a touchdown. Jake Ferguson, 4 for 47 and a touchdown. Michael Gallup, 2 for 20. Kavontae Turpin, 1 for 13. Luke Schoonmaker, 1 for 13. Rico Dwaddle, 2 for 7. And Tony Pollard, 1 for 2 for receiving. This is the
was the game of all time.
Cowboys. I mean, Cowboys are trying to vie for a Super Bowl here. They have a roster that, at least on paper, before they actually encounter a hard game, seems like they are ready to try to compete for one. Whether or not they break down at a certain point.
Yeah, they've
in the
definitely
fourth
got a
quarter.
team that can definitely get all the way to the playoffs and then get wiped out by the 49ers in the divisional round.
Yeah,
again.
especially if they can't block.
They're
you
really
know.
good at that.
Yeah,
They're really good at building teams who do that.
They're just looking at us like, this is the same script 3 years in a fucking row. We even fired Kellen Moore. Why the fuck are we doing this again?
yeah. So the Rams.
Also, Canada is there at least until January 2024. So maybe I don't know.
Also, I looked it up.
If he gets
Zach
another
Banks'
extension.
contract expires at the end of this season.
Ooh.
He's not getting a job back. But yeah,
Probably not.
the Rams bought a Super Bowl. They're paying for it. The Cowboys are trying to get one. So these are two teams on the opposite side of the spectrum. However, the Rams do still have some life. Skoranek looks good. Tutu Atwell's look good at points. Puka Nacua has come out of nowhere. Cooper Kupp has looked better and better. And Stafford still looks good enough. I don't know how much longer the ligaments in his arm have. He's starting to get close to that Phillip Rivers ticking clock. So, I
Or his
mean,
thumb now, UCL sprain.
yeah, or Or Ben Roethlisberger's arm, which went from a cannon to a fucking 22 in the matter of one surgery. So, yeah.
Hey, Stafford got his ring though. He got his
Stafford
ring.
got his ring,
Yeah.
and
He did.
yeah, and I think there were more Detroit fans celebrating than Chargers fans. Fucking LA, don't need a football team. Move them all out.
You mean Rams fans?
LA, yeah,
Yeah.
they're in LA.
Well, you said
Because of
Chargers
LA Rams.
fans.
Oh, Chargers, LA, whatever.
I love
Yeah.
how the LA Rams showed up for that one Super Bowl, and everyone's like, "Oh, I'm a Rams fan," and then they all disappeared.
I mean,
Congratulations to you and your fan,
It's-
Rams.
It's LA. It's
I
LA
remember
Jim.
the Bengals send-off party for the Bengals when they went to the Super Bowl was they filled the entirety of Paul Brown Stadium.
Yeah.
The Rams, when they did their send-off party, which didn't even have to have one, it was in LA. They had I think less than 500 people there almost.
Bruh.
The Bengals
Jesus.
sold out their stadium. It was
Bruh.
insane. They were
Yep.
fireworks. There was fucking pyrotechnics.
I'm pretty
LA
sure
doesn't
SoFi
deserve a
Stadium-
football
CJ
team. much less
Uzoma
two.
had a fucking
Me too.
like a tear in his knee. He came out, hobbled out
Put him
between
back in
going
San
flames,
Diego,
right?
St. Louis.
He hobbled out through the fucking like something of a WWE movie, through the fucking crutches, and immediately walked up to the stage and started screaming. Like, I don't get
I'm
why
pretty
LA
sure
has a team.
SoFi Stadium makes
Sounds like
more money
WrestleMania.
off of their concerts they host there versus
Oh, absolutely.
hosting NFL teams.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, it's Taylor Swift. Ah.
Did you guys know that Taylor Swift spends more time in NFL stadiums than players do? Fuck off.
So
Yes,
how
yeah.
about the Packers? All right.
Oh fuck! I can't believe
Just
you've
turned
done
off
this.
Muzzy. Just turned off Muzzy. I'm not hearing no Taylor Swift shit. No. All right.
How about a Muzz?
Is my wife asleep?
She doesn't want to see this shit. Trust me.
Yeah, I think she might be. She might not be. I don't know. Vikings 24, Packers 10. Yeah, she's asleep. From Lambeau, Kirk Cousins 25 for 31 for 274, an 8.8 average, 2 touchdowns, 2 sacks, a 122.2 rating. On the ground, this was also right before his injury as well. Jalen Hall came in after him, only passed 4 times. Alexander Mattison on the ground, 16 for 31. Cam Akers 9 for 19. Kirk Cousins 2 for 9, and Hall kneeled it once. KJ Osborne in the air, 8 for 99. TJ Hawkinson 6 for 88 and a touchdown. Jordan Addison 7 for 82 and a touchdown. Brandon Powell 1 for 10. Johnny Munt 1 for 8. Cam Akers 1 for 6. CJ Ham 1 for 2. And Alexander Mattison 1 for 2. For the Packers, Jordan Love 24 for 41 for 229 yards, a 5.6 average, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 4 sacks, a 72.1 rating. He also was the lead rusher, 34 yards on 4 carries. Aaron Jones also ran 7 times for 29 yards, and A.J. Dillon 6 for 11. For receiving, Jalen Reed 4 for 83, A.J. Dillon 5 for 41, Christian Watson 3 for 33, Dontavian Wicks 2 for 28, Romeo Dobbs 4 for 18 and a touchdown, Aaron Jones 4 for 17, and Luke Musgrave 2 for 9. I think the biggest issue here for the Packers is you have to get a more complete, holistic offense going. Right now, Aaron Jones has struggled with injury and hasn't looked great, and A.J. Dillon has not been able to fill those RB1 shoes. On top of that, there's been some poor decisions by Jordan Love. Despite what people say, this is a rookie quarterback. He's had experience in the league. You have not had game experience. 2 completely different things. So a lot of things I think got to happen. I mean, he's not getting sacked way too many times. A 4 is okay, especially against a Vikings front 5, or front 7 really. And the Vikings front 7 is not to be dismissed. They're definitely good. But at the same time,
Underrated.
yeah,
They're
underrated. Oh, absolutely underrated. But Jordan Love going 24 for 41. It's a lot of incompletions. That happens with the younger guys I know. Get some better offensive play calling in here. A little more runs, set up the play action. I mean, we'll talk about the Bengal game in a minute. But from my perspective, obviously as a Bengals fan, watching the Bengals have to telegraph a run and a pass was horrible because Joe Burrow couldn't be under center because of his calf. So every time they were in shotgun, they were either doing a handoff 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, or Joe Burrow was really just stepping back and trying to throw it. There's no semblance to your offense. There's no movement. You got a young quarterback in Jordan Love who's got wheels. You can definitely have him roll out a lot more. You can definitely have a lot more under center, wider play actions, stretch it out a bit more. You got to have some more semblance to your offense. You got to run the damn ball, as we say every week. There wasn't really much of that there.
Yep.
On the flip side, Minnesota, oh God, it's not looking good.
Yeah.
The cornerstone of your locker room, Kirk Cousins, is now out for the season with an Achilles. What I will say is Kirk Cousins is going to be at every game, and he will be in that locker room every game. That's the type of guy he is. He will greet you with arms wide open. That is a Creed pun for the Vikings, and also congrats to the Texas Rangers for winning baseball. Anyway,
it just
the
sucks.
question is, do we really see either Jaron Hall or Josh Dobbs taking this team higher?
Props to Josh Dobbs though, because like he basically balled out on a shitty team, and now he gets to play on a decently good Vikings squad.
I don't know. I think it would be really. It's going to be really interesting to see.
He might have no eyebrows, but he definitely has talent.
Also, what's going to help Josh Dobbs also, the run blocking's not good for Minnesota, but their pass block is one of the best. For O-line.
He is a smart quarterback. He could.
He earned himself a job. Himself a job.
Yeah.
Like that. Hats off to Josh Dobbs, fighting with every hair in his, fighting with every skin of his teeth to really get this done. He earned himself. He earned himself a job.
Oh my God! I just looked up all the teams he's been in the league since 2017 with the Steelers, Jaguars, Browns, Lions, Titans, and now Cardinals and Vikings.
Yeah, he was on the Titans last year. He played in the. Didn't he play in the playoffs last year, or like one of the last few games for the Titans last year against the Steelers? I remember that.
I think so, actually.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, on Jerry's second, Dobbs would start the Week 18 matchup versus. That game. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. Obviously it sucks. It really sucks it
does.
But I'm excited to see how Dobbs does with like a good team around him.
Yeah, I am.
They're the seventh. Minnesota's the seventh. If you playoffs would start now, Minnesota would be the 7th seed.
Yeah.
What I will say about Josh Dobbs is, I think he has one of the most mentally ready, like, feelings of a quarterback, or like the mindset. There it is, the mindset. I think he has the best mindset for a quarterback that I've seen in this league in a little bit of a while. Like, this guy does not say quit. This guy was on the Cardinals and was posting TikTok videos gloating that he beat people, or gloating about the next upcoming week. Like, this guy wants to win. He needs to win. He doesn't ever say quit. He doesn't ever lay down. This guy is ready for every opportunity that comes by him, and I think it's going to do him well in Minnesota. So hopefully it goes well for him.
I'm excited to see it. I don't think it's the end.
Yeah, he doesn't have a high ceiling, but it's not a low floor, though, for Josh Dobbs. He's
most of that's a mindset. That's the thing, though. Most of that's a mindset. Like, I think if you get Kyler Murray that mindset, who knows? Who knows? Speaking of who knows, Falcons consistency, or Will Levis. Who the fuck knows? Will Levis.
Mayo Man.
Tennessee Titans 28, Atlanta Falcons 23. Everyone was kind of expecting, Falcons are probably going to eat this one out because Ryan Tannehill is out and they're going to be playing Malik Willis. They did play Malik Willis for a little bit as a running back. Yeah. Basically, he was under center, but he took 2 carries for 4 yards. And then they put this guy named Will Levison, who apparently just recently broke up with his girlfriend, who was on his hip the entirety of the draft night and was looking for some revenge here. So, city boy Will Levis decided to go off. 19 for 29 for 238, an 8.2 average, 4 touchdowns, no picks, 2 sacks, a 130.5 rating. What an outpouring!
Very good.
One of his touchdowns shouldn't count because DeAndre Hopkins did offensive pass interference.
Let the man have his debut. And
I know.
Right.
I'm just
you had that coupled with a classic Derrick Henry game of 22 carries, 101 yards, a 4.6 average. Also, Tajay Spears 3 for 27 on the ground. Will Levis 7 for 11. Chigozie Okonkwo 1 for 4, and Malik Willis 2 for 4. For receiving, DeAndre Hopkins 4 for 128 and 3 touchdowns. Nick Westbrook Ikane, 1 for 33 and a touchdown. Kyle Phillips, 3 for 24. Trios Mokonkwo, 4 for 23. Derrick Henry, 4 for 21. And Chauncey Spears, 3 for 9. On the flip side of the ball, 3 quarterbacks played for the Falcons. Taylor Heineke, Desmond Riddler, and Jonnu Smith. Taylor Heineke,
Jonnu Smith.
Yeah. Taylor Heineke, 12 for 21 for 175 and 8.3 average, 1 touchdown, no picks, 1 sack, 100.3 rating. Desmond Riddler, 8 for 12, 71 yards, no touchdowns, no picks, and 82.3 rating, and 5 sacks. Held on that ball way too long. Jonnu Smith played. They did a trick play. Jonnu Smith tried to throw the football, was incomplete. Bijan Robinson, a little bit of a low day on the ground, but again, that Titans front 7 is a little scary at times. 11 for 62 and a touchdown for him on the ground. Tyler Aguilar.
Algier.
You were so close.
I was so close. 8 for 31. Desmond Riddler, 3 for 26. Taylor Heineke, 2 for 14. And Cordero Patterson, 2 for 7. Atlanta, Kadero Hodge, 3 for 75. Drake London, 5 for 55. Kyle Pitts, 3 for 35. Matt Collins, 2 for 27. Van Jefferson, 3 for 24. Scott Miller, 2 for 14 and a touchdown. Jonnu Smith, 1 for 13. And Michael Pruitt, 1 for 3. That is the most interesting way I've ever seen someone spell Michael.
Wait, which one?
Michael. M-Y, capital C-O-L-E.
I need to start spelling my name that way.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Michael. All right.
Yo, real quick, Falcons need to use Bijan more. What the fuck are they doing?
They have been using Bijan. It's just
last week he was like apparently
run defenses and
sick.
Yeah, he had some like head cold or something going on.
The coronavirus.
Also,
no.
I mean, he would be playing if it was Corona.
Props to Mailman for balling the fuck out.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any debut that looks like that's a good one. He said it was a dream come true. Meanwhile, for Ritter, it was a nightmare come true. 5 sacks, bad game, got injured. That's why we saw Heidi come in, and we'll most likely see him come in as he's set to start this week against.
It's okay. It's okay, Arthur. It's okay, Arthur Smith. You could say that Desmond Riddler sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, a great showing from Will Levis. We'll get into his game today, where he played, from what I could tell, seeing the second half of the game, pretty decently. So we'll take a bigger look at that coming up, as that's our last game to cover.
Arthur,
but we got
Ben McAdoo already proved that you can put all the blame on your quarterback. You can do that with Desmond Ritter. It's okay.
McAdoo. Is that a basketball player?
He was the
coach of the Giants.
Oh, I'm like, that's a fucking basketball Hall of Famer. What the fuck? All right. Indianapolis Colts 27, New Orleans Saints 38 from Indianapolis, Indiana. Derek Carr 19 for 27.
Saints have this offense. Jesus Christ.
It's Derek Carr is a good quarterback. Derek Carr is a good quarterback.
Not early.
This wasn't like, I'm gonna say this. Like, I don't blame the Saints offense on Derek Carr. I blame on Pete Carmichael, the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck did Carmichael make a good game plan?
I don't think this was Carmichael. I think this was just Carr doing this in spite of him.
Yeah.
True.
Derek Carr, 19 for 27 for 310, 11.5 average, 2 touchdowns, no picks, 1 sack, 133.3 rating. I'll just give you all of Taysom Hill's stats. 1 for 2 passing for 44 yards, a 95.8 rating. He ran the ball 9 times for 63 yards for 2 touchdowns as the leading rusher for the Saints, and then he caught the ball once for 14 yards on 1 target.
Again, what the fuck's a Taysom Hill?
What the fuck is a Taysom Hill?
Yeah.
Put him on the defensive side of the ball.
Who knows?
He plays special teams already. Like,
put
this guy's everywhere.
Like, put him in as like an actual D-back. See what happens there.
No, put him in.
This is what happens when you're Mormon.
I don't know if he has the foot speed to do so, but we'll see. I mean, maybe.
Look, if he's the Swiss Army knife the Saints make him out to be, he can do it all.
I could totally see him. No, I could totally see Taysom Hill being a coverage outside linebacker.
Bro is a
like a 4-3 drop into a flat.
NFL.
That is a lot of. Well, that's a big shoes to fill. I don't even know baseball, and I know Otani's insane. Next for rushing, Alvin Kamara 17 for 59 and a touchdown. Jamal Williams 6 for 30. Condre Miller 3 for 10. For receiving, Rashid Shaheed 3 for 153 and a touchdown. Michael Thomas 4 for 68. Alvin Kamara 4 for 51 and a touchdown. Chris Olave 5 for 46. Taysom Hill 1 for 14. Kendra Miller 1 for 9. Jamal Williams 1 for 9. And Juwan Johnson 1 for 5. Moving on to the Colts, Gardner Minshew 23 for 41, 213. in the air, a 5.2 average, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 2 sacks, a 76.6 rating. Jonathan Taylor, 95 yards on 12 carries. Zach Moss, 66 yards on 11 carries. A great two-back situation they got there in Indianapolis, honestly. Moss and Taylor looked like a great 1-2 punch. Receiving, Josh Downs, 7 for 72. Alec Pierce, 3 for 41. Michael Pittman Jr., 8 for 40 and a touchdown. Drew Ogletree, 1 for 33 and a touchdown. Mo Alley Cox, 1 for 11. Zach Moss, 1 for 8. Will Mallory, 1 for 6. And Jonathan Taylor, 1 for 2. The Saints offense just is honestly multifaceted. They have so many options. Even though they've struggled a bit early in the season, they didn't have Alvin Kamara. When you have Alvin Kamara in the background, so much you have to commit just to stopping him. He can run the ball up the gut pretty well. Outside the tackles, amazingly. He can catch the ball. Probably is one of the best, if not the best, receiving back in the league. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey would challenge you there. But then also you have workhorse Jamal Williams behind Kamara, and then Taysom Hill, who's a fucking Swiss Army knife being thrown by a fucking like a shuriken at you. So, I mean, you got all this coming at you, plus Shaheed, who will go off, Michael Thomas, who you basically have to cover, and then Chris Olave, when healthy, is amazing. So all of this, led by not Jameis Winston, but Derek Carr, is a threat if they game plan it correctly and can get things moving. That's a big if, but at the same time, it's a underrated, dangerous, dark horse type offense.
Yeah.
Carmichael holds him back. Like David Carr just basically has to go, no, fuck you, Carmichael, I'm doing my own thing.
Derek Carr.
Carr can be iffy at times, but he's overall a serviceable quarterback. Great guy, too.
No, I think Derek Carr has the potential to be an MVP. And
I can believe that.
Carson Palmer had the potential to be an MVP. He was nearly an MVP in 2005. Derek Carr and Carson Palmer are almost similar in quarterback status.
I would say he's in the running. Would he actually make it compared to other guys that would be up against it, like Tyreek Hill or Patrick Mahomes? Probably not.
Win games to
he would have to have a really good team. His team would have to be good. He'd have to have a really top number one receiver. So, also there is a Packers fan at the Steelers game. He's just clad. Gorlami, what are you doing?
That's why he's off this week.
Yeah. So
anyway,
moving on to the Colts. Defense. Defense is a big issue. They lost. They lost Stephon Gilmore to the Cowboys. DeForest Buckner is an interior defensive lineman. What they do besides stopping the run sometimes is not that noticeable on a stat sheet. They really don't they? I think they have a good. Shaq Leonard, also a very good middle linebacker.
Julian Blackman is pretty good.
That secondary, that secondary is yikes, man. That's got to improve. And then Gardner Minshew is good, but also the dual threat ability of Anthony Richardson is such a bigger thing. So I think a big thing that needs to happen with the Colts is you really need to get a number one wide receiver option. And you really got to find something to do with this defense. Honestly, I would not put it past whoever gets the number one overall pick. I would not put it past Jonathan Taylor in a second rounder for that number one overall pick to get Marvin Harrison Jr. I feel like the Colts might pull that just because Jim Irsay is an idiot, and they might try to get Marvin Harrison Jr. in, Marvin Harrison Sr.'s colors. It'll be interesting. We'll see how it goes.
Yep.
Right now, the Cardinals have the top pick in current standards.
I mean, the Colts could lose out and Kyler Murray comes back, and you never know.
Colts are picking 7th according to PFF mock draft. So they can definitely get something. I mean, Malik Neighbors or Keon Coleman are in this draft.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything really to say. It's Patriots going down to South Beach. What do you expect?
Patriots 17, Miami Dolphins 31 from Hard Rock Stadium. Mac Jones 19 for 29 for 161, 2 touchdowns, 1 picks, 3 sacks, an 88.4 rating. Lead rusher Ramondre Stevenson 10 for 39, Ezekiel Elliott 7 for 36, Demario Douglas 1 for 4. For receiving, Kendrick Bourne 3 for 36 and a touchdown, Farrell Brown 2 for 33, Hunter Henry 3 for 28, Demario Douglas 3 for 25, Devontae Parker 1 for 14, Mike Gesicki 2 for 11, Ramondre Stevenson 2 for 11, Juju Smith-Schuster 1 for 3. For the Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa 30 for 45 for 324, a 7.2 average, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, 2 sacks, 100.6 rating. Then for receiving, rushing, Raheem Mostert, 3 for 46 and a touchdown. Jeff Wilson Jr., 5 for 23. Tua Tagovailoa, 6 for 8. For receiving, Jalen Waddle, 7 for 121 and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 8 for 112 and a touchdown. Jeremy Smith, 3 for 28. Salvon Ahmed, 4 for 16. Chase Claypool, 1 for 15. Jeff Wilson Jr., 2 for 14. Braxton Berrios, 2 for 8. Alec Ingold, 1 for 5. Juwan Hill, 1 for 5. And Cedric Wilson Jr., 1 for 1. Yeah, this is a Patriots team that needs to be rebuilt and a Dolphins team that is rebuilt. Period.
It's not so much that it's a rebuild. It's just the fact that the Patriots have historically always looked horrible going into Hard Rock Stadium. Yep. So I kind of figure this is just going to be a big loss going into it.
Also, Jalen Ramsey is back and was the one that got the interception and returned 49 yards, nearly for a pick six, but was close. Yep. So that
also makes it harder when you got Jalen Ramsey back in the backfield for the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Scary.
Let's see if Tyreek Hill becomes the first 2,000-yard receiver.
How close is he?
He's past halfway already. He has over 1,000 yards.
1,014 yards.
Yeah.
If he gets 100 yards the next 10 games, he could definitely do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if he would do the next 10 games because they have a bye week coming up. They already have their bye week.
I don't know, but thing is though, his pace is going at he could get 2,000 yards in the season.
Who had the most receiving yards in a single season? Be some investigative reporting here, Macedon.
Checking.
I feel like that's a Jerry Rice. Yeah, I feel like it was a Jerry Rice or Calvin Johnson record. What was the number? 180.
1964. 1964.
Did that in 2012. The only person to come close was Cooper Kupp, 1947 and 2021.
Wow.
Then Julio Jones, then Jerry Rice, and then Antonio Brown.
Oh my God. All right, I've heard enough. We're moving on. Dolphins gonna win. Fuck you, Dolphin.
The whole
God, we're not moving on. We're not moving on.
I didn't know Jets could ram into those.
Would you rather I bring up Antonio
I was
Brown?
right. New York won.
Which New York?
I was right. What did I tell you?
You're picking between a butt fumble or a dirt. What are you picking?
You know,
I'm gonna declare it. Last year we had this game.
Broncos country, let's rock.
This year it's this shit.
I don't know. This year's been crazy.
13-10, the final score at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The two New York teams fighting against each other, seeing who could fall quickest. Like the two, not going to finish that joke. Anyway,
I mean, hey, it seems like those Jets are pretty good out there.
Oh God! Oh my God!
Hard cut. Anyway, take it away, Rob.
Shit!
Wait, I didn't hear what Mamba said. I was trying to think.
You're not going to hear what Mamba said.
How did you not catch my joke? I know you're blonde, but damn, that was pretty obvious.
I was trying to think of your joke. Wow,
I said those Jets are pretty good out there.
Oh.
Oh my God.
I don't know. Sullenberger would disagree.
Hang on.
So this is still Lappy at the fucking Giants.
Sorry. The Jets hit the Pentagon.
What?
God damn it.
Lightning McQueen, turn on the TV to hit the goddamn Pentagon.
All right, so we're cutting out the past 2 minutes.
We're not cutting out shit. It's been 10 years. All right.
What?
It's been over 10 years. You can make fun of it now.
It's been 10 years.
It's been over 10 years. Yeah. Anyway, so this is the stats for the quarterbacks for the Giants. And get a bag or trash can ready to hear this because you're going to vomit. Tyrod Taylor, 4 for 7 for 8 yards, a 1.1 average, no touchdowns, no picks, 2 sacks, a 62.2 rating. Tommy DeVito, no relation to Danny, 2 for 7, negative 1 yards, hit an average passing yardage of negative 0.1 yards, 2 sacks, 39.6 rating. You won't even throw up yet. This is the team, the entire team's completion and attempts. 6 for 14. For negative 9 yards, a 0.5 average.
Fuck, I didn't realize
And they
it was
took
that
4
bad.
sacks.
Jesus
A
Christ.
It's
team
that bad.
threw for -9 yards. When I said run the damn ball, Dable, this is not what I fucking meant. It means balance out the pass and the run.
99.9 chance of victory.
Holy fuck.
We all have more passing yards that day than the fucking Giants.
I have more passing yards. I've never played it down a
Zach
football
Wilson
a day
looks
in
like
my
a
life.
great quarterback out there.
Yeah. Saquon Barkley had a good day. He went 36 for 128. Never saw the end zone.
Did he have
but
a good day?
Yeah.
I mean, Tommy DeVito guy is kind of funny, actually.
Yeah. Tyrod Taylor 5 for 33. Wandell Robinson 2 for 17. Matt Breida 5 for 13. Also, I don't understand how did we get -9 yards? That's an 8 and
Screens.
a 1.
Sacks.
Where's the sack?
Ah, right.
Sacks.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Also Brian Dable, 3 straight screens. Everybody's gonna know it's gonna go to fucking Barkley.
Also,
Yeah.
you might want to scroll
Hold
down
on.
and take a look at the kicking because it was even more atrocious.
Oh,
Really?
Does anyone know?
Kicking
Yeah.
1 for 3.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh god, that's
You know,
There's a reason why they signed Randy Bullock. I think they're done with Graham Gano.
Has there
Dable.
ever? Or go ahead. You first.
Dable, you're on the Jets like 20 something. Less than 30 seconds left. They have no timeouts. Yes, it's a 4th and 1. Just give it to Barkley to try to get that first down. You win the game.
They passed on a 4th and 1 when they have Barkley and they have -9.
Nope. They kicked a field goal. They tried to kick and Gano missed.
Yeah.
Oh my god, man! What the fuck?
The Jets got extra yardage because of the missed field goal. Because when you try to kick for a field goal and you miss, it doesn't go at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
It goes where the ball is held.
They derped themselves out of a 99% chance of victory. And this didn't happen in the fourth quarter. No, it happened in overtime. This game went to overtime.
I know this game went to freaking overtime.
Crazy, Zach Wilson was able to move the ball forward, like at last 10 seconds. It was nuts.
Well, anything's better than -9.
Yeah.
Also, has there been any game ever where passing total is negative?
There's gotta be.
Are you eating a fucking cup?
I don't know what to do at this point.
That's not good for you, buddy. Try
It's styrofoam. It's carcinogen. Just end it already. I don't want to live after seeing this game. I'm not even a Jets or Giants. This shit is ass. Both the cup and that game.
Well, we haven't gone to the Broncos.
Well,
yet, so.
to answer your question, Mamba, the -9 passing yards, according to Pro Football Talk from NBC, the lowest total in the NFL in a century.
Oh
That's how bad the Giants' offense was.
Bro, and have you seen football games a century ago? They didn't even know what game they were playing.
Oh, wait, I take it back. Denver Broncos in 1967, -53 passing yards.
Ow!
I don't know.
Who were they playing?
The Raiders.
AFL? Oh. Yeah, no,
So this is
Broncos
you-
quarterback.
No, they have the same
Steve
rules.
Kempsey and Scotty Glacken combined for 2 completions on 16 attempts and 7 sacks for 70 yards.
All I'm gonna say is, I thought the Bears looked bad, but Jesus Christ, these guys look worse.
Giants look horrible.
Whenever we get to Lob's section, we need to change that up.
Can we talk about something
Is there
else?
Giants on his section?
Macedon, sorry.
What?
Okay.
the Tank Bowl. Yeah,
What is it, Muzzy?
Oh no, I don't want to. This just sucks. Can we talk about something interesting?
I will quickly say we'll look at 2 things real quick for the Jets. Zach Wilson went 17 for 36 for 240, 1 touchdown, no picks, 4 sacks, 78.5 rating. Garrett Wilson also 7 for 100 in the air. So some bright spots. Brees Hall did really, really good. I mean, Sexy Dexy does plug a lot of different running lanes for the Giants defense, so that's a bit of an issue. But at the same time, the Jets just couldn't punch it in. You couldn't get that extra step, that extra little movement just to get it in the end zone.
You needed to
Little
Good old
oomph, the
Giants
chutzpah.
Giants fuck you up makes me moist.
Please never say that again.
Holy
Well, I
crap.
agree. Just never say it again.
Timeout
Let's
corner.
go with Letterkenny. I want to go into Letterkenny moments right now.
Sit in the corner. Think about what you've done. Think about what you've done. Witness all of the Philly insecurities that you have.
Holy crap.
Go to the corner. All right.
Right.
Anyway,
What corner?
What are we looking at now?
that
part,
thing
that's a
in my
circle.
scenes. That thing in my scenes is called the corner. It's literally just called the corner. I just threw you in the corner.
This
All right.
week on Days
Oh, yeah.
of Our
Of our
Steelers.
Steelers.
Yeah.
Jacksonville
Jacksonville.
horribly down to competition, says the might of Saxonville.
Jacksonville Jaguars 20, Pittsburgh Steelers 10. Trevor Lawrence 24 for 32 for 292 and 9.1 average, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 3 sacks, a 100 rating on the dot. Travis Etienne Jr. 24 for 79. Trevor Lawrence 1 for 10 and Tank Bigsby 3 for 9 as well as Dearness Johnson 2 for 8 rushing. Receiving, Evan Ingram 10 for 88, Calvin Ridley 6 for 83, Travis Etienne 7 for 30 and a touchdown, Christian Kirk 4 for 46, and Luke Farrell 1 for 5. For Pittsburgh, Mitch Trubisky 15 for 27 for 138, 5.1 average, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, 2 sacks, 51.2 rating. He came in for an injured Kenny Pickett, who left the game after going 10 for 16 for 73 yards, a 4.6 average, no touchdowns, no picks, 1 sack, and a 73.2 rating. For rushing, Jalen Warren led the way, 5 for 19. Mitch Trubisky, 3 for 18. Najee Harris, 7 for 13. Najee Harris having a Jonathan Taylor kind of year. Or not Jonathan Taylor. Josh Jacobs kind of year. Just can't run for a decent amount of yards. Kenny Pickett 1 for 10, and Calvin Austin the third 2 for 10. For receiving, Deontay Johnson 8 for 85, Najee Harris 5 for 42, Connor Hayward 5 for 24, George Pickens 1 for 22 and a touchdown, Calvin Austin the third 2 for 19, Jalen Warren 4 for 19. The biggest thing that people saw from about this game is at the very end of the game, Andrew Wingard, a defensive back for the Jacksonville Jaguars, after the game was over on a game-sealing interception that Mitch Trubisky threw, started running kind of near the sidelines where the fans are and actually nabbed a Pittsburgh fan's terrible towel and started waving it around and, stepping on it and everything. And people are saying that's disrespectful and shit. It's the Steelers. Who gives a fuck? Like, come on. It's a terrible towel. People have done jokes and gags with that all the time. So, but yeah, the biggest issue here is Kenny Pickett going out's not good. Mitch Trubisky and Kenny Pickett, I kind of think, are on the same level. They're both younger. Well, Pickett is younger. Both quarterbacks that struggle with certain aspects of their game that don't look like they're going to be exactly high caliber talent, but are still good. Trevor Lawrence definitely looks like a high caliber talent and proved it this game, almost throwing for 300 yards on 24 of 32.
Actually, I'm looking at the age of both of them. It's only a 4-year difference between Trubisky and Pickett.
That's a whole NFL career. Average career in the NFL is like 3 years.
I know, but Trubisky came out as like a freshman or sophomore when he got drafted.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. The Steelers are definitely struggling this year. In
I
a
have
lot
to
of
say,
ways.
Jaguars need to fix their red zone offense.
Yeah, it's still looking pretty iffy.
Yeah, they don't punch things in enough as they should. So there's an issue there for them. But at the same time, they got the job done, got the win. That's all that matters at the end. Yeah. Pittsburgh defense looks good. Their offense needs to change. Hopefully not, because I'm a Bengals fan. But at the same time, Matt Canada is probably not getting a job back.
Oh, that ass was pucker.
This game honestly pissed me off because in one league I had the Eagles defense and they sucked for me. And the other league I had Sam Howell on my bench over Trevor Lawrence. Guess how many points Sam Howell put up? A lot fucking more than Trevor Lawrence
30?
did.
At least 30.
At least 30.
Look at that fourth quarter.
Yeah. So it's So the game going into the fourth was tied at 17. It kind of gone back and forth between the time the Washington Commanders were leading, then the Eagles were leading, and then the fourth quarter it was
it wasn't back and forth until the third quarter because the Eagles was fucking up in the first two quarters.
So Eagles were having
up.
issues. It was a tie game going to the fourth, and then in the fourth quarter, Eagles scored 21, Commanders scored 14. And final score was 38-14 in favor of the Eagles. Jalen Hurts, 29 for 38 for 319 yards, an 8.4 average, 4 touchdowns, no picks, 2 sacks, a 135.7 rating. DeAndre Swift, 16 carries, 57 yards, and 1 touchdown. Jalen Hurts, 4 for 6. And Kenneth Gainwell, 2 for -4. For receiving, A.J. Brown, 8 for 130 and 2 touchdowns. Another dominating performance from him. Devontae Smith, 7 for 99 and a touchdown. Dallas Goedert, 4 for 36. Kenneth Gainwell, 5 for 30. Julio Jones, yes, that Julio Jones, 1 for 8 and a touchdown. DeAndre Swift, 2 for 7. Olamide Zaccheaus, 1 for 5. And Boston Scott, 1 for 4. For the Commanders, Sam Howell, 39 for 52. For 397 yards, 7.6 average, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick, 1 sacks, a 114.0 QB rating. A good day from him, especially throwing the ball 52 fucking times.
And only 1 sack.
Yeah, Brian Robinson Jr., 10 carries for 59 yards. Antonio Gibson, 2 for 14. Sam Howell, 3 for 11. For receiving, John Dotson, 8 for 108 and a touchdown. Jameson Crowder, 7 for 95 and a touchdown. Terry McLaurin, 5 for 63 and a touchdown. Logan Thomas, 6 for 44 and a touchdown. Antonio Gibson, 5 for 28. Curtis Samuel, 4 for 22. Brian Robinson Jr., 2 for 20. John Bates, 1 for 17. Yeah, Eagles were definitely shooting themselves in the foot with a 12 gauge for a while, and then it managed to turn it around and be the normal Eagles by the time the fourth quarter rolled around. The Commanders just have your number, I guess, because they give you fits, and I mean
they always do.
Fits.
Yeah.
Unless Carson Wentz is a starting quarterback, Washington gives the Eagles a hard time.
What if Carson Wentz is the starting quarterback for the Commanders? Was that what you were talking about?
Yeah, if Carson Wentz was the starting quarterback for Commanders, which happened last year with that 9 or 10 sack game, Washington usually gives Eagles a hard time. Also, A.J. Brown just broke Calvin Johnson's record of 6 straight games with over 125 yards.
He is a beast. He is a beast.
Also, the only way for the tush push to be, or the brotherly shove to be not work is when Jalen Hurts fumble.
I gotta say though, that was a really interesting evolution of it when you faked the tush push.
Yes.
Yeah,
that
was fucking
scary.
genius.
That was scary to watch the
I'm now
tush push
scared.
and then flip and then.
Bro, you know they were sitting on that shit for a while for like the perfect moment.
Yeah.
This was the moment to use it. You don't want to lose to the Commanders for a second straight year.
Especially in division.
I mean, you guys got the division pretty well done up so. Well, I mean, Cowboys are kind of close, 5-2 to 7-1.
Also, it's 6 because still got to face Cowboys this next. Still got to face them one more time, and along the way, it's 6 straight games against teams over 500. Chiefs, San Fran, Seahawks, Cowboys twice, and someone else.
And you have patty cake the rest of the time, facing New York twice in 3 weeks.
Yeah, Giants, Cardinals, Giants.
Win, blowout.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I would say also secondary still fucking sucks ass. God,
I mean,
damn,
yeah,
you
you have a ton of injuries, yeah. What the fuck in a weird way. Kind of low scoring game, 15-13. The final score. Panthers get the win over the Texans. Everyone up until this point was like, CJ Stroud has looked better than Bryce Young, which he still does. However, Bryce Young went out and just beat CJ Stroud. Stroud went 16 for 24 for 140 for a 500 average, no touchdowns, no picks, 2 sacks, and 81.9 rating. Bryce Young went 22 for 31 for 235, 7.6 average, 1 touchdown, 6 sacks, and a 103.6 rating. So Young showed out to be better than CJ Stroud in this current instance for a couple different reasons, which we'll get into. We'll start with the Texans rushing. Dameon Pierce, 17 for 46. Devin Singletary, 10 for 30. Tank Dell, 3 for 15. CJ Stroud, 2 for 13. Mike Boone, 1 for 5. And Andrew Beck, 2 for 1. For receiving, Noah Brown, 3 for 57. Nico Collins, 4 for 30. Tank Dell, 3 for 18. Devin Singletary, 2 for 13. Mike Boone, 1 for 11. Andrew Beck, 1 for 8. And Dalton Schultz, 2 for 5. Moving on to the rushing for the Carolina Panthers, Chuba Hubbard, 15 for 28. Bryce Young, 4 for 11. Raheem Blackshear, 3 for 5. And Miles Sanders, 2. Rushing attempts for 0 yards. For receiving, Adam Thielen having a great season, reviving his career with Carolina, 8 for 72. Jonathan Mingo, 4 for 62. Chuba Hubbard, 2 for 26. Raheem Blackshear, 2 for 26. DJ Chark Jr. 2 for 23, Steven Sullivan 1 for 13, Terrence Marshall Jr. 1 for 9, and Tommy Tremble 2 for 4. Low scoring game, 15-13, so it really came down to who could really punch it in when it mattered most, and that was the Panthers. And by punch it in, I mean get close enough to get a field goal because they did not finish with any touchdowns.
Three straight penalties on one player.
Yeah, not great for that either. Texans were able to score twice with a rushing touchdown from C.J. Stroud and Andrew Beck. However, they did go for 2 and miss in the third quarter, I believe, or was it an extra point? No, it was go for 2 situation.
2 point.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they did get a little greedy, and that cost them the ability to be able to win the game. But yeah. I'm sorry, there actually was a touchdown. Bryce Young did throw a passing touchdown to Tommy Tremble, and the extra point was missed by Eddie Pinheiro. So there was a touchdown.
Grass is green.
Yeah. 2 teams that are definitely rebuilding, and Carolina got the advantage that day. I think Houston had too many errors and couldn't really punch it in, but both quarterbacks looked good in this game. I will say C.J. Stroud continuing to make good decisions and not hold on to the ball too long, but also not throw interceptions is good. Bryce Young definitely looked a lot more assertive in the pocket. However, that pocket collapsed a lot as he took 6 sacks. So, those sacks, half from Denzel Perryman, 2.5 from Jonathan Greenard, 2 from Malik Collins, 1 from Blake Cashman, for a total of 6. Who was their first round pick? Was it Collins?
No, it was
Will Anderson
Jr. Yeah, so nothing from him. He had 3 total tackles, 2 of them solo, 1 as a tackle for loss. Yeah, interesting game. 2 young teams.
I wonder if, like, right now, if D'Amico Ryans let Stroud kind of like be a little bit more aggressive. I don't know, say be more aggressive, but like try to get a couple more throws down the field. Try to see some more stuff. Like he's not doing bad, but like I wonder maybe he's trying to hold CJ Stroud a little bit back more than he needs to. I don't know.
We'll see. Maybe there's a couple options there.
Yeah,
definitely easing him into the NFL quarterback limelight has definitely helped him, I guess.
Yeah.
Browns and Seahawks. Seahawks get the win from Lumen Field, 24-20 against the Browns. It's still a Watsonless Browns. 15 for 31 for PJ Walker for 248 yards, an 8-yard average, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, 3 sacks, a 59.6 rating. Kareem Hunt, 14 for 55 on the ground for a touchdown. Pierre Strong Jr., 10 for 41. Jerome Ford, 9 for 37. PJ Walker, 6 for 27. For receiving, Amari Cooper, 6 for 89. David Njoku, 4 for 77 and a touchdown. Pierre Strong Jr., 1 for 41. Elijah Moore, 2 for 30. Kareem Hunt, 1 for 12. Jordan Atkins, 1 for 6. And Jerome Ford, 1 for 2. For the Seattle Seahawks, Geno Smith, 22 for 37, 254, 6.9 average, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, 1 sack, 78.0 rating. On the ground, Kenneth Walker III, 8 for 66. Zach Charbonnet, 5 for 53. Jake Bobo, 1 for 3, and a touchdown on the ground. Tyler Lockett for receiving, 8 for 81 and a touchdown. DK Metcalf, 5 for 67. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 3 for 36 and a touchdown. Has looked like a great draft pick, especially a late round steal for the Seahawks. Noah Fant, 2 for 32. Jake Bobo, 2 for 23. Zach Charbonnet, 2 for 11. Kenneth Walker, the third, 1 for 4. Hard-fought game on both sides, but again, the Seattle's Seahawks' ability to have a functioning offense worked a lot better. They still have their starting quarterback. They have a more balanced attack. The Cleveland Browns are missing their starting quarterback, their starting running back, and they have a really good defense. The Seattle Seahawks were able to beat out that defense just enough in order to be able to get the win. And they have some good weapons. Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, and Jackson Smith and Jigba, followed by Bobo as well, who's this big wide receiver. All of those wide receivers together, that's a pretty good wide receiver core. It's looking great. Geno Smith's a good option, and Kenneth Walker III is just a beast. Getting 66 yards on 8 carries against the Cleveland Browns defense is pretty good.
They're definitely contending for the West. You know,
they're leading in the West.
49ers, but
so if the 49ers keep struggling, might be Seahawks up there.
It may be a half game, but still.
You guys remember when everyone was like, "Oh, the Niners. There's like nothing wrong with the Niners. They got no weaknesses."
Loss.
Injuries.
All right, so here's the thing: injuries.
They're just a cursed franchise. I swear to God.
I did say this. If the San Fran kept healthy, they would do really well.
Dude, they're just cursed. They're just cursed.
Yeah,
they're not cursed. They've got Super Bowls. My team is cursed.
Minnesota is actually cursed. No, Minnesota is the one that's actually cursed.
Minnesota's pretty cursed.
No Super Bowl, no NHL.
The Bengals were cursed. The Bengals were cursed. No, the Bo Jackson curse of the Bengals was a big thing.
I'm saying for all the four sports, no Stanley Cups, no Super Bowls, only one World Series, no NBA championships, or was it one? Minnesota.
Minnesota has an NBA championship. Minnesota has 3, I believe. 2 with the Bucks back in the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Oscar Robertson days, and then 1 with Giannis. I believe it was either 2 or 3.
I thought it's Timberwolves, not Bucks. I thought Milwaukee's like.
No, Minnesota Timberwolves. Yeah, no, they have nothing. Yeah, they have nothing. They have nothing.
Yeah, so they only have a World Series. They only have a World Series.
I also
no Stanley Cups, no NBA.
Okay, technically, they have a Stanley Cup.
No, they don't.
Yes, the Minnesota North Stars moved to Dallas in 1999, and they won a championship in Dallas before the Minnesota Wild became a thing.
That doesn't. I don't count that now.
Yeah, okay.
Nah, I wouldn't either. Would you count the Rangers winning the World Series as the Washington Senators way back in the day winning?
No.
Exactly.
Oh wait, we're talking about baseball.
Shut the fuck up.
Speaking of cursed, would you? I am firmly in the belief that the Colts are cursed for ruining Andrew Luck. Like just cursed on the quarterback front.
Yeah.
So how about them Broncos?
What? Yeah. What the?
What? One way we could say Broncos country, let's ride, and actually mean it.
Taylor wasn't there to ride.
They did it.
People kept saying that. The case of this one was that Patrick Mahomes apparently was playing with the flu, and his flu game looked nothing like Michael Jordan's.
No, he looks like the offensive lineman Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I also saw the YouTube post about that.
Oh my God, they're gonna get so sick in Germany. They're all gonna be jet lagged. They're all gonna get the flu. It's the end. I'm so freaking. Well, I'm not happy people are getting the flu.
It's not.
The Chiefs are done.
The flu is gonna hold back an entire.
Muzzy be like, "Whoa, smallpox upon ye."
Also, that's what everybody said. Everybody said the Chiefs was done last year without Tyreek Hill. The next note, they won a Super Bowl. It's like,
yeah, but they got nothing this time.
Yeah,
they got no wide
because of that awful call.
If Taylor Swift is not at the game, the Chiefs suck.
True. Is she going to Germany?
I bet not.
I don't know. What's her touring schedule looking like?
Oh yeah, we want to see Taylor Swift.
Yeah, we want to see Taylor and her Kelsey brother.
The final score: Broncos 24, Chiefs 9. That is right. The Chiefs did not score a single touchdown. Patrick Mahomes 24 for 38 for 240 for a 6.3 average, no touchdowns, 2 picks, 3 sacks at 59.1 rating. On the ground, Pachenko 80 for 40, Patrick Mahomes 3 for 20, Clyde Edwards-Helaire 1 for 4, McCole Hardman 1 for 3. In the air, Travis Kelce 6 for 58, Rashee Rice 4 for 56, Justin Watson 2 for 42, Marquez Valdez-Scantling 2 for 27, Noah Gray 2 for 25, McCole Hardman Jr. 2 for 13, and Jack Kinnon 1 for 10, as well as Sky Moore 1 for 8. For the Broncos, Russell Wilson 12 for 19. Right, only 19 total passes for him. 114 yards, a 6-yard average, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 6 sacks, and 119.3 rating. Javonte Williams 27 for 85. Jaleel McLaughlin 4 for 33. Russell Wilson 8 for 30, and Samaje Perine 1 for 5 on the ground. A total of 153 rushing yards in total. For receiving, Jerry Jeudy 2 for 50 and a touchdown. Cortland Sutton 2 for 29 and a touchdown. Samaje Perine 2 for 16. Javonte Williams 3 for 13 and a touchdown. Julian McLaughlin 2 for 6, and Marvin Mims 1 catch for no yards.
Brandon Perna was
I'm going to let you guys take over. I don't know what happened here. I have no idea.
All I know is that Brandon Perna is the happiest I've ever seen him.
It was his birthday.
Yeah, it happened on his birthday too.
On his birthday, the Broncos beat the Chiefs, beating their 16 or whatever record.
Yeah, it was I think a 17-game win streak against the Broncos for the Chiefs, and it not only breaks that streak, but also their streak against all individual opponents, which I think was 30-something games.
It was something like
Something like
at like away or something like that. I don't even know. But
home and away, I thought, but
holy
so
shit!
I take it back. The Chiefs won. The Chiefs lost to the Raiders, I think,
I fucking
a year or
hate
two
the
ago.
Kansas City Chiefs, and they got what was coming to them. We let Russ
So,
cook,
I have to say
and he
this.
burned the
Yes,
house down.
yes, the yardage is low for Russell Wilson, but look at the turnovers. 2 interceptions, Patrick Mahomes. Look at the fumbles. It was
Look at all the fumbles. Lob, scroll down to the fumbles. Whoa.
MVS, McCole
fumbles
Hardman,
lost.
Willie Gay. Oh my god.
5
Gay had a recovery.
turnovers. Oh, okay. So 4 turnovers.
Yeah.
That loses you games.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
there was a dude that Perna was singing the praise on the Broncos defense. That since he came back from injury, he's been like going off. I'm trying to remember who it was.
Not
Browning. That's it. Browning. That's the guy.
Yeah.
Solo hits, 2 sacks,
for loss, 3
quarterback hits.
Yeah.
Not bad. That's
Pretty good. God damn. And now they're going to Germany, which I don't even know what I want to happen, because I don't want the Dolphins to win against a team with the winning record. And I also don't want the Chiefs to win because I hate the Chiefs. So
Andy Reid rarely loses 2 games in a row.
Yeah. But they are going to Germany, so we'll see. With the jet lag and the flu.
Well, listen, you want Miami to lose for the Bills to get into the division win.
Yeah, I want them. Fucking Dolphins. Oh, and I want them to lose again to a team that's actually good. Whoa, they're not good. Well, they're good, but they're not that good.
They're the Cowboys of the AFC.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. A game that was way closer than it should have been in Josh Dobbs' final game as a Cardinal so far. 31-24, the final score from State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. Baltimore Ravens get the win there. Lamar Jackson, 18 for 27 for 157 yards, a 5.8 average, 1 touchdown, 4 sacks, a 94.2 rating. He also ran 17 yards on 5 carries. Other rushers, Gus Edwards, 19 for 80, for 3 touchdowns. Rashad Bateman, 1 for 18, and Justice Hill, 4 for 15. For the receiving column, Mark Andrews, 4 for 40 and a touchdown. Justice Hill, 4 for 40. Rashad Bateman, 2 for 34. Zay Flowers, 5 for 19. Gus Edwards, 2 for 14. Isaiah Likely, 1 for 10. Odell Beckham also had 4 targets and no receptions. Arizona Cardinals, Joshua Dobbs, 25 for 37 for 208 yards, a 5.5 average, 2 picks, 2 touchdowns, 2 sacks, 77.3 rating. For the rushing column, Amari DeMercado, 20 for 78. Joshua Dobbs, 6 for 26 and a touchdown. Rondale Moore, 2 for 11. Keontae Ingram, 2 for 9, and Damian Williams, 2 for 5. For the Cardinals receiving column, Trey McBride, 10 for 95 and a touchdown. Michael Wilson, 4 for 58. Marquise Brown, 6 for 33 and a touchdown. Rondale Moore, 2 for 10. Keontae Ingram, 1 for 7. Damon Willis, 1 for 4. And Amari DeMercado, 1 for 1. This was a lot closer than it should have been. Cardinals are an NFL team, and they will keep it competitive. However, they are missing James Conner, their best player at running back. Their defense does have some big glaring issues. Budda Baker's kind of just checked out this season. Like, obviously, who wouldn't be on a team that's not competing for anything but draft picks? But yet, Lamar Jackson did not look great. He didn't have any interceptions, but he did still struggle a lot with trying to keep the pocket secure and lead a good drive down the field, which he struggled with for a while. Again, only 157 total passing yards to 130 rushing yards, and he had 27 attempts. This was a game that was a 7-point margin of victory. A little close, especially for Ravens, who were leading the AFC North, which is supposed to be the toughest division in the AFC. Probably isn't now. AFC East might be that now. I don't know. But, yeah, Baltimore Ravens had a bad game and won, which is good. So we'll see how that goes.
Gus Edwards went off, though.
Oh, yeah. Gus the bus.
Battle of the Birds. I don't know.
And the purple bird won.
Dobbs gets a good team. Dobbs gets a good team now.
Yep.
So
got
that's
himself
gonna
a
be
job.
fun to see him ball out in purple.
Yep. Not too much more to say about this, but like, as a Bengals fan, I hope the Ravens continue to have struggles because that's always good for the Bengals. What's also good for the Bengals is beating the 49ers.
Good segue.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
Healthy. Joe
Joe
Burrow's
Burrow did a
actually
thing.
healthy.
Joe Burrow's healthy. Now, let me get through the stats, then we'll talk about two things on either side that people are just like overreacting about. First, we'll start with the Bengals. They win the game 31-17 from Levi Stadium. Great win for them in the most watched game in the NFL season thus far, and broke a lot of records for viewership, believe it or not, for a 425 slot game. Joe Burrow, 28 for 32 for 283 yards and 8.8 average, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 3 sacks, a 134.8 rating. On the ground, Joe Mixon had a day back in his hometown, 16 for 87 and a touchdown. Joe Burrow also ran for 43 yards on 6 carries. So he is back, definitely healed off that injury. Tyler Boyd also ran one time for 6 yards, as well as Trayvon Williams, 2 for 6. Jamar Chase, 10 receptions, 100 yards, 1 touchdown, always open, 7-11. T. Higgins, 5 for 69. Tyler Boyd, 3 for 40 and a touchdown. Irv Smith Jr., 4 for 25. And a really bad fumble. Trenton Irwin, 2 for 24. Joe Mixon, 3 for 23. And Andrea Ilyasovas, 1 for 2. San Francisco 49ers, Brock Purdy, 22 for 31. 365 total yards of passing, an 11.8 average, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, 2 sacks, and 94.2 rating. Brock Purdy also was a leading rusher, 57 yards and 6 carries. Christian McCaffrey next up, 12 for 54 and a touchdown. Elijah Mitchell, 3 for 2. And Kyle Juszczyk, 2 rushes, no total yards. Receiving column, George Kittle had a day. 9 for 149. Brandon Ayuk, 5 for 109. Christian McCaffrey, 6 for 64 and a touchdown. Ray McLeod, 2 for 43. And Elijah Mitchell, 1 target, no receptions. So I'll start with the 49ers here. As you can see in the top right, Stephen A. Brock Purdy is a huge problem for the 49ers. People are freaking out. Especially Niners fans talking about like Brock Purdy is not the option now. You know, his Cinderella Linsanity run is over. What are we doing? Like, pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Pump the brakes. These same people were the quick people to jump on the train that Brock Purdy's the next Tom Brady. You know, Tom Brady just passed the torch to Brock Purdy. Look at the stats. He missed 9 of his 31 attempts. He threw for 365 yards and a touchdown. He had 2 picks, one of which was an amazing interception, I think, by Jermaine Pratt, when Brock Purdy threw it and Jermaine Pratt was able to jump close enough to tip it, get it up in the air, and catch it, and that was within 5 yards of him. That was an amazing play by Jermaine Pratt. The other interception was another tip-up play. None of them were horrible decisions by Brock Purdy. A 94.2 rating is definitely a good rating to have. Brock Purdy is not a horrible quarterback. Is he going to have to improve a bit to be able to carry teams to victory because he doesn't have some of these great options? Sure, I agree with that. He's definitely been blessed to be on a team that has a George Kittle, a Brandon Ayuk, a Christian McCaffrey, even like one of their worst receivers, if you will, is Ray McLeod, which is another dangerous threat. Like, he has an amazing offense around him and good protection. So he definitely has areas to improve, but to say that Brock Purdy is a horrible quarterback, what football have you been watching?
Yeah.
Numbers this guy puts up. Like, I don't care if he's throwing to Kyle Juszczyk or Kyle Juszczyk's mother. The numbers he's putting up are incredible, and he's doing well with them. And the team is 5-3, and I've seen Niners fans acting like they're 0-8. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I was I was taking a train back home from Sacramento back to San Jose, and I go past Levi Stadium every time. And so all these sad Niners fans came on the train when I was on the way home, and the conductor was like, "Yeah, I've been a Niners fan my whole life," and trying to give them therapy. I'm just like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about? Like, it's completely fine. Yeah. Brock Purdy's good. Like, just chill out, dude."
It's probably just a slump. They'll get over it.
Probably
small slump.
Yeah.
Injuries.
My brother was happy.
Not help.
My brother's a Bengals bandwagoner, so.
No.
Yeah, the injuries they had, no Deebo Samuel and no Trent Williams. So, I mean, you had Trey Hendrickson going up against your second best tackle, or your second string tackle. So, I mean, that's going to harm it more. Again, but still, only 2 sacks and 7 quarterback hits. So there was some pressure there, yeah. But I mean, for a last pick of the draft quarterback to take 7 quarterback hits and 2 sacks, only throw 2 picks and only 9 incompletions on 365 yards. It's almost 400 yards of offense. Like, Niners fans, calm the fuck down, man. You have some injuries. Yes, there's some things to address, but you just got the best D-line in football. Sorry, Macedon, but it's clear cut now. Like, yeah, at least the best pass rush. At least the pass rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
What are we talking about? 50, 60 bucks? 43,000.
No!
Yeah, that.
What's the second overreaction?
The second overreaction is people going to the Bengals and saying that they're back to their Super Bowl winning capacity.
I would know about that.
I think it's a good statement game for Bengals to be like, yeah, we're back, baby.
It's a good statement game, but at the same time, I think the Bengals need to be a little more consistent. With Joe Burrow back and healthy, obviously running for 43 yards on 6 carries, he definitely looks more mobile. I mean, there was a play where he broke out of a sack where Nick Bosa was holding on to him like he holds on to his right wing standards. So I mean, you Joe Burrow like definitely looks a lot better and looks a lot more established as a quarterback. Obviously now without having that leg injury, but jumping and saying that they're Super Bowl caliber already, even as a Bengals fan, we got to show a little more consistency here.
Sure, yeah.
And there's a lot of issues with our secondary, and they've looked good. I will admit. There's been some times where I've seen Bengals fans post that, 75% of the earth is covered by water and the other 25 is covered by Cam Taylor-Britt. I don't know if I'd go that far, but at the same time, Cam Taylor-Britt has looked great. Also, Dax Hill is as fast as a light. Like, fucking the speed of... I've seen this guy blitz, and since he's so tall and so fast, it is just this blur of human just running at you. It looks amazing, but at the same time... We're missing, we lost 2 of our best safeties. We got one from the Rams. What was his? I keep forgetting. Nick Scott from the Rams. Like, Mike Hilton got an interception that looked good. Logan Wilson, Jermaine Pratt looked great. But, losing Jesse Bates and Von Bell was a big hit that our secondary is going to take. But at the same time, holy moly. Lou Anarumo is a fucking genius. I don't know what he does. But, this defensive capability that he has us running with is amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, Cincinnati's defense has been looking decent for the past couple... For right now, the season, they're looking fine. It was just a Joe Burrow injury really holding that offense back. I think that's what...
I would say so.
You're seeing what a healthy Burrow is, and you see what he did.
Yeah. I mean, it did also help our offense is set on play action.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. But I mean, this defense has no real Pro Bowlers besides Trey Hendrickson, I think. At least previous Pro Bowlers. But DJ Reader as well. So DJ Reader and Trey Hendrickson are 2 main Pro Bowlers, but the rest of the guys have been playing great. I've been pleasantly surprised Sam Hubbard took a step up. I didn't think he was. He has. He hasn't been really replaced by our rookie, Miles Murphy. That just yet, although we do develop rookies at a slower rate. DJ Turner and Jordan Battle aren't seeing the field as much, but they're looking good. Again, Logan Wilson playing out of his mind, the most underrated middle linebacker in the league. Is that biased? Yeah, fuck you. So, but yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised what the Bengals doing. Now just keep it up. Keep it up. We got the Bills coming up, so we got to beat the brakes off them, right?
Whole clenched.
Yeah. Sunday night game. I don't know what was more obvious. Who was going to win this game or the NFL fucking actor plant for fans?
Young
fucking
Rook
Chargers.
2 interceptions. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, he's a D2 quarterback. That's how bad it's gotten in Chicago, man. This is a D2 undrafted rookie quarterback. He's not bad.
He's not bad.
No one in the NFL is bad.
I mean, that's true. He's a decent back. That's all.
Ryan
McDaniels.
Ryan Tannehill. He's not in the NFL anymore. Ryan Tannehill, though, I mean, I might want to...
He used to be...
Malik Willis, though. Malik Willis.
That's because of Liberty University. Fuck Liberty.
He looked good at Liberty. He was putting up insane numbers at Liberty.
I just hate the University of Liberty. I don't want to go into a rant on that one. Liberty, I just hate that fucking university in general.
Yeah, they're a little weird. Bears 13.
Fucking. I don't want to go into it.
He's getting angry, Macedon. Macedon. Go into the corner, Macedon. Go to the corner.
Think about what you've done.
Bears 13, Chargers 30. Undrafted NCAA Division II quarterback Tyson Bagent, whatever.
Bagent. It's Bagent.
Yeah, Bagent. 25 for 37 for 232, a 6.3 average, no touchdowns, 2 picks, 2 interceptions, 1 sack, 62.0 rating. Donta Foreman on the ground, 9 for 34. Rashawn Johnson, 6 for 21. Darrington Evans, 4 for 18 and a touchdown, and Darnell Morey, 1 for 3. Excuse me. Leading receivers, Cole Kmet, 10 for 79. DJ Moore, 4 for 55. Darnell Mooney, 1 for 41. Darrington Evans, 3 for 22. Tyler Scott, 1 for 11. Rashawn Johnson, 3 for 10. Robert Tunyon, 1 for 8. Velus Jones Jr., 1 for 4. And Donta Foreman, 1 for 2. For the Chargers, Justin Herbert, 31 for 40 for 298, 7.5 average, 3 touchdowns, no picks, no sacks, a 122.7 rating. Stellar performance from him, only missing 9 attempts, or 9 incompletions on 40 attempts. Austin Eckler on the ground, 15 for 29. Joshua Kelly, 6 for 21. Isaiah Spiller, 3 for 3. And Justin Herbert, 1 for 1, carrying the ball. In the receiving, Austin Eckler, 7 for 94 and a touchdown. Keenan Allen, 8 for 69. Quentin Johnson, rookie out of TCU, 5 for 50. Good showing from him. Donald Parham Jr., 4 for 43 and a touchdown. Joshua Palmer, 3 for 24. Simi Fehoko, I believe, 1 for 9 and a touchdown. Isaiah Spiller, 1 for 5. And Darius Davis, 2 for 4. I don't like how the Chargers play in many ways because it is such a new age offense, kind of like the Buffalo Bills. They don't run the ball much, but I mean, neither of these teams can. They don't have a workhorse running back. Eckler's a good running back, but he's very much so that Alvin Kamara style and much so less hard-nosed than Kamara. Austin Eckler does not run very well between the tackles, in my opinion, but he's great outside of the tackles and is an amazing receiving back, one of the best in the league. So, but again, you're playing the Bears defense, who has as many issues as a mental asylum patient. So, you got a lot of ability to do whatever the fuck you want, man. It's like the Purge. Do whatever the fuck you want on offense. So Chargers got the job done in pretty stellar fashion. Not many mistakes. Only 1 fumble lost for Austin Eckler there. That's their only turnover. On the flip side, the Bears figure out quick if this Baggett is going to be your main guy. Because if it's not your main guy, then you need to figure out if Fields is your main guy. If Fields is your main guy, then you tank for Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison.
They've been saying Fields is the main guy about it. I mean,
well, I don't know. People have been saying, why don't they move on from Fields? Because those games where Fields wasn't hurt, you were still losing.
I mean, the only game he won was at Washington, and he played really fucking good.
Yeah, so there's a lot of...
I mean, we'll probably move on. We're 2 and whatever the fuck we are. So,
yeah,
we'll probably... I mean, we have 2... early round picks or first and second picks probably, so we'll figure it out. We need better coaching, that's all.
I say go back to sports real quick. There's a great run in the TCU game I just saw.
Oh, there's a college game tonight?
I guess.
Oh.
Like Thursday night Maction going on? Mac is... Shout out. Round of applause real quick for the Mid-America Conference, giving us college football on weekdays. Thank you, Mac, for sacrificing your student athletes' GPAs for some sports. Sports. Speaking of sports, oh my God, Dan Campbell looked in his locker room and realized he had a first-round running back draft pick that he hadn't used yet, and he finally used him. Jamar Gibbs signing. Holy shit!
Josh McDaniels fired with this game, with this win.
The final score
we were giving him for drafting Gibbs.
Yeah, Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan was the home of the spanking the Lions gave to the Raiders, 26-14 the final score. Garoppolo went 10 for 21 for 126, no touchdowns, 1 pick, 6-yard average, 6 sacks, 46.9 rating. Josh Jacobs, again, couldn't run for more than 80 yards if his mother's life depended on it. 15 carries, 61 yards, 1 touchdown, followed by Garoppolo, 2 for 12, and Amir Abdullah, 1 for 7. Receiving, Josh Jacobs also led the way, 2 for 27. Jacoby Myers, 1 for 19. Michael Mayer, he should have been a fucking Bengal. Duke Tobin, 1 for 19. Austin Hooper, 2
No,
for
he's
19.
not salty. Why do you ask?
Every day, man, I wake up and I want to call Duke Tobin and be like, just, dude, please, why?
So how much salt do
why?
you put in your water? How much salt do you put in your water every morning to drink?
Yeah, less than you because I haven't lost Super Bowls more than you have. Anyway, Hunter Renfrow, 2 for 19. Amir Abdullah, 1 for 12.
At least we have one. At least we won one.
Fuck! This is the big thing. Devontae Adams, 7 targets, 1 reception, 11 yards.
Free the man.
Yeah, they didn't free him. The trade deadline is over. However, his captor, otherwise known as Josh McDaniels, is out. So that might change some things. But then again, he's getting thrown the ball by Jimmy Garoppolo. Detroit Lions, Jared Goff, 26 for 37 for 272 yards, a 7.4 average, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and a 98-point rating. Also, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 1 sack. That was it. Jamar Gibbs, 26 for 152 and a touchdown on the ground. Wow. Dan Campbell, I love it. I fucking love it. That is oh my goodness. That is not a stat line I've seen from. That's a stat line I haven't seen from a Lions player since Barry Sanders. Good job. Also, followed up, second running back, Craig Reynolds, 17 for 74. What? 222 total yards of rushing? Oh my goodness.
Imagine when David Montgomery comes back from injury.
Imagine when, if you look at the receiving column for 272 total yards, when they add Donovan Peoples-Jones to that as their wide receiver 1 or 2. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 6 for 108. Sam Laporta, 8 for 57 and a touchdown. Jamar Gibbs, 5 for 37. Khalif Raymond, 2 for 24. Jamison Williams, 2 for 16. Josh Reynolds, 1 for 13. Craig Reynolds, 1 for 12. And Brock Wright, 1 for 5. The Detroit Lions, every game, continue to look better and better and improve on issues that they have. It's like, in a good way, watching a Pee-wee football team, and they have one issue a certain game, and the next game they immediately change it. And you know that's because of that hardcore coaching. In this case, Dan Campbell telling the guys, like, we got to stop fucking not using Jamar Gibbs. We're going to run him to the fucking ground, 26 carries minimum, and then just throw him at it. Like, the Detroit Lions.
Fix the turnovers.
Yeah. Got to fix the turnovers, an interception from Goff, and then 2 fumbles, 1 from Reynolds. Oh, Josh Reynolds and 1 from Craig Reynolds. So, obviously some issues there. But at the same time, Laporta as a rookie, like, they traded Hawkinson last year, and we were fucking like, why? You traded him to an in-division rival. Then all of a sudden they bring in Sam Laporta, position filled. Like, Laporta has looked as good as Hawkinson so far in some ways. Obviously not the amount of, stats that Hawkinson has. But again, Jefferson's been out, so Hawkinson's been getting more of those touches. St. Brown's looked great. They got rid of a bunch of the running backs. What are they doing? All of a sudden, Jamar Gibbs is given the position to go, okay, you can play football now, and he made up for everything that he missed. So, amazing performance from the Lions, and again, their defense looks great. Aiden Hutchinson is leading that defense very well. He had 2 quarterback hits and 1 solo tackle, but again, also Alex Alzone. Get this man a calzone restaurant because he's going to be making you big bucks. 7 total tackles, 5 solo, 2 tackles for loss, 2 sacks as well, coming almost back to back. This Detroit defense looks scary. On the other hand, the only thing scary about the Vegas defense is the amount of tattoos Max Crosby has. So something's got to change there. Something big time's got to change there.
I mean, when you alienate your fucking QB of the franchise before...
Not just your QB, your, leading passer in your franchise history.
Really?
Derek Carr is the leading passer in Raiders franchise history. Think of another quarterback the Raiders had. Rich Gannon?
No.
Ken Stabler?
But he was good. Good, but not...
How long was Stabler there? Look at the all-time Raiders passing list. Derek Carr's at the top of that.
Look at Raiders starting court. See Tom Flores, Cotton Davidson, Darryl LaMonica, Ken Stabler,
Derek
Jim
Carr.
Plunkett, Mark Wilson.
It's Derek Carr. Like
Yeah.
you
Schroeder,
traded
Jeff
away.
Hostetler,
You traded
the
away
cancer that is Jeff George.
objectively. You traded away your objective best quarterback in your franchise history.
35,000. That's
Let that
insane.
sink in,
Damn.
Raiders. You traded away the best quarterback in your franchise's history.
Yeah.
The Colts did
Look
that,
at
and
the
Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl and went to 2.
Yeah, that just sucks. That
Yeah.
really sucks.
And the Raiders
And
don't
they're in
think.
the freaking desert. All of that, and you're in the desert.
All right. Oh boy. So that wraps up our previous week coverage. However, let's go ahead and get into the Tank Bowl. Yeah. Oh shit, where's the front?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's a little backwards, but
All right.
Woo. This is actually gonna be interesting. Okay, you could take. All right, I'm gonna leave Panthers at worst right now, even though they did win.
They
They're
still have the worst
pretty
record.
bad. Yeah. You could go ahead and take Raiders out right now and Washington. Raiders could be an honorable mention.
Really, after losing? I guess.
Well,
Yeah.
because when you look at the other teams, like
Yeah.
I have to put Giants at stinky.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was so bad. Broncos at batter.
Beating the
Yep,
Chiefs. All right.
That's okay.
Well, I'm just trying to think because, like, I would say, this one's actually tough because I'm trying to think.
Yeah, like it's a stretch. It's iffy to put him at batter, but it's understandable at the same time.
Maybe like I actually Denver into bad and Patriots into batter. Then
Okay, that's fair.
Chicago into cringe. Green Bay into honorable mention.
Tennessee, I'm guessing,
Yeah.
right?
What?
Tennessee's got to go
Tennessee,
somewhere.
right? We're moving
Tennessee out because Will Levis looking decent,
Yeah.
and it's not
Chargers
like the whole
out,
team's
right?
bad.
They got to win.
Yeah.
Chargers, I think, are safe to be out.
And then
Saints.
Saints got a good win.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else right now. Because the thing is,
no, go ahead. I'm
just trying to think right now because I'm looking at all these teams. Also, Browns.
Can we say Colts bad? Maybe.
This is a fine list. Whatever you think it is, it's your list.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think because it's like Arizona is weird. I'll leave it right now for leave it right now because Cardinals could still come back in if Denver wins or Patriots win and Carolina and Arizona loses. But the top 3 is no matter what. I'm leaving it at that right now.
Yeah, seems like a fair list.
Yeah, it seems like 4 and 5 is like can be switched between the honorable mentions in a way. It's fuck you, Giants. This fucking suck. That's hilarious.
Let's go ahead and go back to the pod real quick. I think we forgot to cover. Yeah, we actually did forget to cover. The
Tennessee
game that just
Steelers.
ended. Game that just ended. Final score 20-16 in favor of the Steelers. They get the win at home and Heinz Field. It's called Heinz Field to me still. I don't care. Against the Titans. Will Levis went 22 for 39 for 262, a 6.7 average, no touchdowns, 1 pick, 4 sacks, a 66.4 rating. Not horrible, not great, just kind of there. Derrick Henry 17 for 75 and a touchdown. Tajay Spears 5 for 18 on the ground. DeAndre Hopkins 1 for 5. Tyron Burks 1 for 5. Will Levis 1 for 2. Receiving, Kyle Phillips 4 for 68, DeAndre Hopkins 4 for 60, Chris Moore 1 for 29, Chijozim Okonkwo, 3 for 28. Derrick Henry, 3 for 27. Nick Westbrook-Ikine, 1 for 23. Treylon Burks, 2 for 23. And Tajay Spears, 4 for 4. For the Steelers, Kenny Pickett, 19 for 30 for 160, a 5.3 average, 1 touchdown, no picks, no sacks, an 88.2 rating. For rushing, Jalen Warren, 11 for 88. Najee Harris, 16 for 69 and a touchdown. Calvin Austin, III, 2 for 10. Then for receiving, Deontay Johnson, 7 for 90 and a touchdown. Jalen Warren, 3 for 25. Connor Hayward, 2 for 16. Allen Robinson, 1 for 10. Darnell Washington, 1 for 7. Najee Harris, 2 for 7. Miles Boykin, 1 for 6. Definitely a defensive-minded game. I think the Steelers still have a very, very strong front for their defense, which really limited what Derrick Henry could do and then forced a lot more of this game onto the young Will Levis. Really forced him to win, and then the only interception came late in the game when there was the last play of the game, basically, where Levis had to throw it into a pretty heavily covered situation, and it was a pick. The Steelers definitely needed a lot of good defense in this, and it did show up. They limited Derrick Henry pretty well. Deontay Johnson also, you saw, got his first TD since 2021, so props to him for that. But again, the biggest issue for the Steelers is, I would say, Kenny Pickett still doesn't look like he's developing well. Could it be the offense? Absolutely. And then Najee Harris is taking a step back. So not good signs, and your defense is only getting older. I don't know how old Cameron Hayward is, but golly, dude.
I don't know.
Blame Canada.
Yeah, I just think Canada's like freaking speaking Minecraft enchantment table into Pickett's ear the whole time. And he's like, what? I don't know.
Yeah,
I think he meant throw it into triple coverage.
Yeah.
Alex Highsmith did have 2 sacks and TJ Watt a sack. So that Steelers defense, at least their pass rush and front 7 do look great. Their secondary, especially without Minkah Fitzpatrick, is not great. Also, prayers up for Treylon Burks. He did get carted off the game. Was fully responsive and moving when he got to the hospital, as I saw a report from ESPN. So hopefully he's continuing to do well. You never like to see players take that serious of injury.
As for Mike Holcomb's, though, it looks like it's going to be a serious one, according to Mike Tomlin. So he's most likely done for the year, if not a long time.
I mean, a Nick Chubb type of injury?
Yeah.
Stinks.
Yep.
Yeah, good win for the Steelers, and definitely a learning game for Will Levis. But again, not a horrible performance for your second time out in a hostile primetime game. So Will Levis will have to learn quick, and it looks like he's doing that thus far. However, this is also a little bit of concern. Titans 0-4 away this year. They are definitely on a road skid. Real quick, Mamba, before we go into our picks for the next week, do you have your MVP of the week?
Yes.
Oh, yes. And it is in a jar. It's called Mayo.
The Mayo. Will Levis.
Good old
Will Levis.
I mean, yeah, well warranted. Well warranted.
Is it Hellman's Craft or Miracle Whip, though?
I think that was a bit of a miracle. That game was a bit of a miracle.
I don't eat mayonnaise, so I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm more of a Hellman's guy myself.
15 fucking burgers slopped in mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise an instrument.
Is mayonnaise
Now,
an instrument?
Patrick.
Now, Patrick.
I actually once got
man.
I once got a fucking haunted house actor to fucking do that with me. I like one just screened my face. I just looked at him and went, "Is mayonnaise an instrument?" And just looked back at me and, "No, it's not an instrument, Patrick."
Still working the cash register, are we?
Sounds like you've got a dying animal to attend to, eh, Squiddy?
All right, let's go ahead and go into the predictions. Gorlami did leave his predictions, so he's still getting that in. So far, I am in the lead just barely at 91-49. I went 12-5 in week 8. K-Duff just behind me. He went 16-3. A very impressive performance from him. He's 19-51. Then after that, Mamba 86-49 with a 17-5 record through week 8. Another impressive performance. Gorlami 85-52, followed up by Macedon 8-8.
How did I do, Macedon? How did I do?
I forgot to write Muzzie's prediction.
Go back and watch the tape, Muzzy. You can put it down.
I have to do it myself? Okay.
Sorry. because I wasn't expecting actually.
You were expecting me to come back.
Kind of. Well,
The special guest appearance from Muzzy.
Yeah, I'm overstaying my welcome.
no,
we needed to fill in. Yeah, you're a backup quarterback.
I slept here since last week. Huh? What? What are we doing? More football?
All right.
Where am I?
Let's get into the predictions. First game, 9:30 a.m. Big game. Frankfurt, Chiefs, Dolphins. 2-6-2 teams. Both have their ups and downs. Chiefs coming off a major down, losing, as we said before, to the Broncos. Dolphins coming up off of an up, beating K-Duff's Patriots. In this one, not only do I want them to win, my fantasy team needs them to win, and I think they are going to win. The Dolphins are going to take this game by 10.
Casey's defense is not the greatest, and Dolphins' offense is, I think, is just much better. Also, Tyreek's there, so Dolphins by 10.
I'm not counting out the Kansas City's defense. They're not bad. They're looking better than they've had for the past 3 years. But I kind of think Miami gonna squeak it out by 3. Miami has them at 6. KC at 6.
I'm gonna go KC by 3. Reverse of Mastodons.
I'll go. I don't want to wake up for this game. It's gonna be at 6 a.m. I hate Europe. KC by 6. Or no, KC by 7, so I'm not copying Gorlami.
All right. Vikings, Falcons, the next game, 1 p.m. slot from Atlanta, Georgia. Josh Dobbs' first game as a Viking. I don't think it's going to go well. I think it's your first game in a new system as a quarterback. That's tough. I'm not going to put it against Josh Dobbs. However, I do think the ability of Bijan Robinson is going to shine through in this game. So I'll take the Falcons in a close one by 1. It'll come down to the wire. It'll be a Younghoe Koo game winner.
Give me. I gotta go Falcons. Yeah, I mean that's gonna be tough for the Vikings, but Falcons by 3.
I kind of trust Atlanta's defense a little bit more, especially Dobbs' first game, and they start Taylor Heineke. I think it's gonna be Atlanta by 2.
Oh, that's true. Heineke, I forgot about him.
Yeah, that's true.
Taylor Hennessy.
Give me Falcons by 7.
I'll do Vikings by 3. I just think the Falcons will find some way to blow it. Maybe Vikings front 7 will stop Bijan. I don't know. We'll see. But I just want to be different because I don't like it when everyone says the same thing.
All right. Next up, Cardinals Browns. First game for whoever the fuck is playing for the Cardinals. Their starting QB.
It's either Murray or Toon. Or
no, I don't think
Clayton
Murray's
Tune.
back yet. I haven't heard anything about that, so it's probably gonna be Clayton.
He's been
Tune.
practicing this week.
I wouldn't start him against the Browns defense. Myles Garrett kind of scary.
But I don't know what the Cardinals are thinking right now.
It's going to be Clayton Tune.
Browns by 7 in this one. As much as it pains me to say it, the Browns are going to win this by 7. Their defense is way too strong. Their offense can fumble around and get to 7-point victory.
Yep.
Browns by 3.
I got to go get Browns by 3 also. Their defense is good. I think Arizona's going to give them a hard time, but...
I'm going to go Browns by 10. I think whoever starts for them, they're going to have a hard time.
Same prediction as Gorlami.
I just learned about him now, but in Tune we trust. Browns by 14.
I trust in the guy whose name I just learned 15 seconds ago.
All right, Rams Packers from Lambeau Field. Is my wife asleep?
He's picking Rams.
I mean,
yes.
No Rasul Douglas now for the Packers.
True.
He's mine.
There's too many options. Puka Nacua, Tutu Atwell, even Cooper Kupp and Skoranek. I think the Rams will win this by 10.
Rams by 3.
Rams by 7. Jordan Love is not that good. Sorry, Gorlami. You're going Green Bay by 6, Gorlami. What the fuck?
He can't talk shit
Rams.
because he's not here.
Right. He'll leave a comment or post something. I don't know. Rams by 13.
Yeah. Packers season is over. Rams by 16.
Packers season's been over for a while.
We got the Commanders and Patriots. I think this is going to come down to both of these teams have issues on either side of the ball. Both are better run teams. But at the same time, I think coaching is going to really establish a difference between this, and you have a mentally checked out Ron Rivera and a Bill Belichick who's pissed, but at the same time, when is he never pissed, or when is he not pissed? So I'll take the Patriots in this one by 5.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'll go Patriots by 3. It'll be fun.
New England Patriots by 7. We'll go on to the next game, the Bengals.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Patriots by 9. I think we could take on their D line now. It doesn't have Chase Young or Montez Sweat on it.
So it's Jonathan Allen.
Still,
Just
Cold War.
What else do they have?
Commies versus America. Pats by like 1.
smart man.
On to the Bengals.
On to Cincinnati.
On to
Cincinnati.
Bears
and Saints.
Bears, Saints. Saints looked really good last week. Honestly, I think I will take the Saints in this one by 17. I think their offense is just too high powered when it's clicking on all cylinders, and I think they have another game where it clicks on all cylinders. They're at home versus the Bears. Give me the Saints by 17.
Give me Saints by 7.
Gonna say Saints by 14 when Derek Carr actually does his own shit instead of listening to Carmichael.
Yeah. Saints by 21.
21.
Wait, where?
I think it'll be like the Patriots game and Saints by 30.
Well, that could be a possibility.
All right. Moving on now to the Seahawks and Ravens. Interesting game. Ravens tend to play down to their competition a little bit, and that can give room for the Seahawks. And I'm not going to write him off. Enough people have wrote him off, and he didn't write back, so I'm not writing him off no more. Geno Smith, I think they're going to win this game by 3.
Ooh. I still think Ravens defense and overall their team is better. I mean, they've been playing good football, so I'm going to go Ravens by 7.
Ravens offense is so inconsistent right now. Seattle by 2. But I don't know. Seattle by 2.
Yeah, this is a nifty one for me too. Give me Ravens by 4.
Another bird battle.
Yeah.
Seattle by 6.
All right. Next up, Buccaneers Texans. This, I think, could be a sneaky, really good game. Like one of those games that you just talked about. Like, oh, that was a really good game. I didn't expect it to be, but I think these two teams are very evenly matched in many regards.
Mm-hmm.
Both of their defenses tend to struggle, but can have bright spots here and there. Their offenses are definitely high-powered when they're clicking correctly. So I think both of these teams could really get it on it. It could be somewhat of a shootout that could go into overtime. And when it's all done and settled, I think the ability of CJ Stroud to have a good decision-making, and sometimes Baker's, gung-ho, just fucking throw it Brett Favre style at him. I think CJ Stroud will come out with the victory in this by 3.
Who did you pick, Flop?
Texans by 3.
I'm gonna go opposite. Buccaneers by 3.
D'Amico Ryans looks to be a better coach than Todd Bowles, so Houston by 4.
Oh, sorry, space out for a second. Give me Texans by 6.
Yeah, I think. Texans by 1. It'll be close. Really close.
to the Colts Panthers. Panthers had a win. I don't think it's going to happen this week. I trust Gardner Minshew more than I trust Bryce Young at this point. I think the Colts have a more varied attack, decently good run game, decent passing game. That'll definitely give the Panthers some fits. I'll take the Colts in this one by 10.
I am gonna go Indy by 9.
I say Indianapolis by 7.
You're enough. Hello.
Yeah.
You were talking and nothing was coming out.
Yeah.
I think I hit the wrong key. Colts by 3.
Yeah, Colts by 13.
Right, next up, Giants. Oh my God! Wow. Fucking
no.
Like it's like 2 good games, and then 2 good games, and then nightmare blunt rotation. Fucking
Nightmare.
The fog is coming. The fog is coming.
The fog is coming. The fog is coming. Jesus.
The intrusive thoughts are telling Lob to eat the cup again.
Yummy.
Oh boy.
You know what? We'll do it live. Fuck it. Tie.
Tie?
Damn it, that's what I was gonna say.
Fuck it. Tie.
I'll take Raiders by 3 just to spite McDaniels.
Oh my God, I'm gonna go Vegas by 2 because fuck you.
Yeah. The Giants are gonna derp their way out of this. Raiders by 3.
I said tie already. Then I'll go Giants. In DeVito we trust by 3.
Danny DeVito?
Right.
Danny DeVito's gonna walk
It's
on
Jersey
the field.
Mike, a sub above.
I'm the trash man. I'm gonna throw in garbage time.
Oops, I almost swallowed my gun. Cowboys,
I dropped my
Eagles.
monster condom that I use for my Magnum.
Cowboys, Eagles. This is going to be a tough game for both teams. A really good challenge to see who's ready for a postseason push. As we all know, it's not the Cowboys. Eagles by 3. Mamba.
Sorry, I'm spacing out. Definitely not.
It's
the
1 a.m.
Cowboys. Eagles by 10.
Eagles by 6. They're gonna somehow fuck up similar shit, but they might have. But they're gonna get the win.
Give me Eagles by 3.
I don't know if the Cowboys can even beat the Eagles. They're just
Probably not.
they're so it's disappointing. Eagles by 3. I think it'll still be pretty close.
All right, and then we have the Sunday night
Are we
game.
going to separate you two, by the way?
No, I mean, Bengals and
Or is
Bills
he-
fans, we actually have a good relationship. If you don't remember, the first time the Bills made the playoffs for a long time,
2017.
right when they first got Allen, is because the Bengals decided to not lay down and die. They actually had Andy Dalton play in the final game of the season, and we beat the Ravens, which sent the Bills to the playoffs. And the next year, when we played the Bills, Andy Dalton got introduced aside from the Bengals team and got a standing ovation from Bills fans. So Bengals and Bills fans like
It was-
each other a
A
lot.
lot of
it was
Bills fans rooted for Bengals in the
So,
Super Bowl.
Bengals by
It was
3.
before-
Thank you very much.
It was before Josh Allen. It was when Tyrod Taylor was. The
Oh yeah,
quarterback.
Tyrod Taylor.
Oh.
So it was a while ago. It was a while ago, and then obviously last
That was
year,
a while ago.
the reason I think this is a Sunday night game, I think sadly is a right word to use for this, is more because of DeMar Hamlin's story. So obviously remembering the
Oh, I wonder if we'll have him play this time.
yeah.
Oh no.
It'll be interesting to see how this goes out and how they're going to handle a bunch of the stuff. Because obviously it is a great job that the first responders did to like save his life. But at the same time, DeMar Hamlin, I think, wants to be known for football more than he wants to be known for as the guy that got revived on the field. So, like, I'm all for the camaraderie between Bills and Bengals fans and appreciating the first responder medical side. That's what I went to college for. I get that. But, like, let's get to football here. Like, some part of me makes us think this is a Sunday night game because of what happened with DeMar Hamlin, not because these two teams are playing at a high level of football. So hopefully I'm wrong and that's not the case, but we'll see how it goes. All that being said, Bills' offense is single-faceted and the Bengals have too good of a defense, and I think Joe Burrow's back and nothing can stop them. Bengals by 7.
Muzzy's smiling like, okay, it's okay to be wrong.
Earth from the Mamba. Mamba, wake up.
No, of course he's going to pick the Bengals.
Mamba, wake up. 9/11.
Oh, God damn it.
9/11.
Did someone say 9/11? Jets by.
Come on, no.
Jets by 9/11.
Jets by 4.
Holy shit.
We're going to make Macedon die of old age. Come on.
Okay, but 6.
No, Mamba, but Bengals or Bills? By what? Come on now.
Bengals by 10.
I'm going to say it's a closer one. Cincy by 2. Evan McPherson field goal.
Give me Bills by 7.
Bills by 3.
All right, and Monday Night Football, Chargers and Jets from MetLife Stadium. Interesting because the Chargers defense has had bright spots. Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa has been not around this year. It seems like, excuse me, he's been a non-factor. Their defense hasn't exactly looked great, so I wonder how that's going to compete. But the Jets' offense also has had ups and downs. Obviously, losing Rodgers doesn't help. But again, Garrett Wilson looks good. Zach Wilson has kind of improved from bad to not really that bad to kind of good to almost Joe Flacco now. So we'll see what that does. And the Jets' defense is really scary. Probably one of the top 5 defenses, I think, in the league right now on paper. So I think with all that being said, this will be a very good game. This will be a very close game, but not good for the reasons that you expect. It will be good because these two teams suck in just the right ways to make the other team look good in the right ways. So with that being said, taking the Chargers. Gut feeling here. Taking the Chargers by 5.
Jets by 9/11.
911 points? There's no way. There is no way that you're getting that. There's no way you're getting
in the
3.
morning, please.
Jets by either 9, in between 9 or 11.
So 10. So 10. Add, motherfucker, add. 10. Oh my God, an average. You went to Purdue. You went to Purdue. How do you not know the average of 9 and 11 is 10?
Sleepy.
It is 1:15 in the morning.
No,
You went to IT, not.
It's only 10 o'clock, guys.
Also,
I
Shut up,
I
Mike.
literally said in between 9 or 11 so you guys could write 10.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna say this Jets by 1 because Chargers pain.
Give me Jets by 3 plus 1 in the field in Pennsylvania.
Oh. Oh. Muzzy.
God damn.
God damn. You're vibing to something. I don't.
I'm going.
Chargers choke. But I'm thinking they might do that. That one lady is gonna push him over the top this time. She's gonna go.
Oh yeah.
I know that one lady's gonna have a great day. With
She's
the
not going to show up. She's a
Chargers
plant.
by
She's stuck in LA.
6. The Chargers gonna win.
Chargers by 6. Okay. Bye weeks this week are Broncos, Lions, 49ers, and Jaguars. Did we have any comments on the video?
No. We forgot the Thursday night game of week
Oh,
10. And it's a doozy. It's a doozy.
Is it? What is it?
What is this one again? I forget.
Hold on, let me find it. Let me
This
find it. Let me
is-
find it. Let me find it.
Bears by
Let
7.
me ask. Am I gonna need to get the wastebasket again and throw up?
Is it another Bears Thursday night game?
I swear to God, if it is.
Roger
Holy
Goodell.
God.
And what the fuck?
You'll see.
I'll say it's pretty bad.
Show me what this
Oh.
is.
It's
Oh my god.
I
Oh
still
my
didn't see it.
God.
It's
Oh my
pretty bad.
Why?
god.
Oh,
It's pretty bad.
no.
Who
But you know what's funny? Winner
Can we all just say
who's in
tie and
charge
get it out of the way?
Bullshit. Like,
No matter what,
Listen.
the Bears has got.
Yeah, winner lost. The Bears is on top.
Nightmare blunt rotation. Nightmare blunt nightmare.
why are the Bears
Okay,
always on Thursday night?
Just let's
Fuck it. Panthers by 3.
Bears by 3.
Ooh. Bears by 1.
Bears by 4.
Panthers by 6.
All right, let's get that out of the way. And also, no comments on the.
No comments on the video. Okay. Thank you
Fuzzy do
for
your shit.
watching the football
My
Stooges.
job is to make the video now. That's my job.
It would be funny if like we had all these like characters up here, and then Muzzy was just behind us, like God and the fucking, or like Jesus in the Last Supper, like
Yes,
painting,
sir.
just like that'd be funny. But anyway, thank you for watching the Football Stooges. Make sure to like the video and follow us for weekly videos every Friday, breaking down the NFL action in the stupidest way possible. Thank you for watching
boy, is
this
it
episode. Oh, boy, is it stupid. This week was super stupid. Also, that Thursday night game is going to be stupid, and that Jets Raiders game is going to be dumb. Yeah. But anyway, thank you for watching the Football Stooges. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave us a like and comment any questions you want us to answer. We'll answer it as best we can. Hopefully they don't involve 9/11 or O.J. Simpson, because Mamba will just make us canceled again. So, regardless of that, enjoy football. College football is winding down. We only got a couple more weeks of the regular season. NFL football is nearly at the midweek season. Most teams are rolling through their byes. So enjoy football. Have fun with it. Try not to be depressed like some of the people are at this, stage in football. And as always, run the damn ball. Have a good night.
OJ did not.
Bruh.
That is out of pocket.
God fucking
That is
damn.
out of pocket, Mamba.
I mean, he's not wrong.
That is out of pocket. Oh my god. All right. Well, we're canceled on all platforms now.